exotic about that one, just a simple sticks route. Tell Asher Merrill to run for the sticks, secure the catch. He gets a few extra on top of that, and that's a big fourth down conversion for this Alta Hawks offense.
Gain of 10 on fourth down brings up 1st and 10 from the 29. Hawks looking to move here on their opening drive of the night. The direct snap. Matt McKee gets about a yard and a half on first down.
Yeah, McKee, who actually took, I believe, the majority of the snaps at quarterback to start the season, moving into more of an athlete role there. You can see what he's able to do on the ground with his feet, but also lighting up the wide receiver position as Numatolu has taken over the quarterback position. Love seeing McKee with that willingness to contribute.
McKee averaging almost 7 yards a carry on the season. Gained 1 on that first play. Brings up 2nd and 9 here for Alta. Kappa back in at quarterback. He'll take the snap, looking to throw once more. Going to take a shot for the end zone. Jump ball, and it's intercepted. Flag on the play, though, but it's picked off as Unga gets the interception. We'll wait to see what the flag is, though.
Looked like a lot of hand fighting going on there, and as a defensive player, you have to allow the offensive player some sort of space to make a play on the ball. I wonder if this one might be coming back on a defensive pass interference here, Matt.
Waiting to see who this call is on. The flag is down to the 1 yard line. And it's on the Panthers. So negate the interception, and it'll bring up a new first down for Alta.
Yeah, I understand the boo birds from the West High sideline. Not in line with that call, but again, so much physical contact. You have to allow the offensive player an opportunity to make a play on the ball. Simply not able to do that. So Unga's interception, although impressive, wiped off the books here early in the first quarter. And for Alta, this gives them a great opportunity moving into the red zone here.
And officially into the red zone. 1st and 10 from the 14. Handoff. Fighting his way through traffic is Anthony Cottis, his first carry of the night. Gains about a yard and a half on first down.
Yeah, a very hard-earned yard and a half there. So he was dinking and diving and trying to dodge every single West High defender that he could just to get that positive yardage. Great job by that massive West High front. Hold up the blocking there. We'll see how that plays out. That should be one of those matchups to watch, this Alta run game versus the West High defense.
2nd and about 8 as we reach about 7 minutes to go here, quarter number 1. Kappa back to throw, slots it off to Cottis. Cuts it outside, looking for the corner, and he's in! Touchdown, Alta!
How do you do, Anthony Cottis? Well, I'm doing so good, I'm going to have a house party with all my guys in the end zone. What a play. Secures the ball, able to cut upfield, makes a man miss, and keeps the momentum going and dives into the end zone. And, Matt, hard to ask for a better opening drive for this Alta High offense than that. Cottis with the exclamation point on the touchdown.
Lining up for the extra point. Kick by Coleman Fisher is up, and it is good. First receiving touchdown of the season for Anthony Cottis puts the Hawks up 7-0 here halfway through the first quarter.
And for that Alta High offense, just a great job establishing things early on.
So we'll see how West responds here after pretty much just going backwards on the opening drive. 2 penalties, and then the sack on 3rd down, putting them back in their own end zone. As we'll see what the Panthers have in store here for their second drive of the night.
And early nerves and miscues, really the story so far for the West High Panthers. Like you mentioned, Matt, the penalties allowing Alta to continue drives. A little bit of a miscommunication there on the 4th down conversion. It's just a simple flat route. There shouldn't be that much open field for, on a 4th and 6 play like that. So what's done is done. An opportunity for this offense to reset things a little bit and trying to establish the tone with their second possession.
Chachi Pan and Louis Hamilton back to receive for the Panthers as the kick is off, and it'll be fielded right at the goal line, and the referee says he stepped in the end zone, be a touchback here for the Panthers, and they'll start from their own 20.
Well, as good as Chachi Pan looks with those red cleats on, he may have
he tried to toe that as much as he could.
Yeah, that red toe standing out too much against the white end line there, as the official was right on top of that one. And I'm seeing Alta doing a very good job of getting the ball right to the end line there, preventing the explosive Pan from getting a good return.
So back comes out the Panther offense. 4 wideouts in the formation here for Isaiah Suisui. Back to throw. Dumps off near side as Malapei fighting his way out past the 25 on first down.
Well, if you can get Malapei involved in the pass game like that, that's going to be a huge asset for West High. He's so good once he gets to the second level, and just a big bruising back with a little bit of speed that maybe catches you by surprise. And West High, no tight ends in this offense, at least not very often. You'll see a lot of this empty open stuff.
Spread it out again on 2nd and 6 as Malapei fights up the middle and gets just enough for a first down.
Yeah, nice job there by that West High offensive line. Little movement up front in the power game, able to get the first down.
Back to work here. 1st and 10 from the 32. So we'll get the play call from the sideline. Trip still left here for Suisui. Direct snap. Suisui calls his own number and gains about 3 yards on first down.
I think part of what makes him so appealing as a player at the next level is that he has the athleticism to be a great runner. And the University of Utah recruiting him as an athlete, which I think for any Utah fan who might be listening likely means that he'll be a safety.
Most likely.
At some point in time. Although with Sione Vaki and his outstanding play on the offensive side of the ball, you never know. But part of what makes Isaiah Suisui such a dynamic player.
2nd and 7. Fake handoff to Pan, and Suisui up the middle for another gain of about 2. We'll spot it at the 40 or 37. And brings up about 2nd and average here, or 3rd and average here.
Yeah, 3rd and brown bear. Matt finally catching on here. We've only been doing this for about 3 or 4 games, but yeah. It's okay to be average as long as you finish the drive, right? And it gives West High a great opportunity here on 3rd and 5. A lot of different options. They can go with the QB run if they want, as you see them look over for the check with me sign or something in the pass game.
4 wideouts in the formation for Suisui. Malapei to his right, coming up on 5 minutes to go first quarter. 3rd and 5. Suisui fires over the middle, looking for Pan, and it's broken up. Jackson DeMille getting in the way, and that brings up 4th down.
Well, nice job by DeMille to get hands on the ball, or at least hands on Chachi Pan. A rare missed opportunity by Chachi Pan. He's been so reliable, one of the most explosive players for West High. Very surprising drop by him, and huge credit to DeMille for making the play.
So Panthers going to line up to punt away again. Malapei back to kick this one away.
Last go round, West gave Alta great starting field position.
Kick is off. Fair catch signaled at about the 25, and it's railed in by Traven Fabrizio at his own 25, and the Hawks will come back out on offense.
Yeah, Fabrizio, a very outstanding athlete. Great job by this West High coverage unit to make sure that he had no room to operate. A little bit of misdirection. There is a little bit of wind starting to pick up here. It's cold. It's chilly out tonight. I don't think I have to tell anybody that. If you didn't save your tomato plants last night, apologies to everybody out there. No more tomatoes for the rest of the season.
You may be out of luck then.
That's right.
As we bring up 1st and 10 from the 25. Here for this Alta offense. Man in motion across the formation. Now back the far side. Now the handoff. Up the middle goes that's 23. That's Nolan Loans. Gets about 4 on first down.
And I've seen a lot of different usage of players here for this Alta offense tonight. a few names that we haven't seen all year, this is part of the fun of the playoffs, right? You see some of those sophomores that maybe haven't played, starting to get a little bit more varsity opportunity. And for Kepa, he's been in the starting spot for a while now, trying to do anything you can to give yourself a little bit of a spark.
Second and about 6 here for Alta. 4:15 to go first quarter. 3 wideouts in the formation. Kepa has time. Now pressure coming, rolls out of it. Up the far side and darting out of the sideline. See where they spot it. Looks like out to about the 32. Gain of 3 will bring up 3rd and short.
Yeah, really impressed by Numatolo's patience in the pocket early on. But I tell you what, when big Alvin Puefu is bearing down on you, there's no more time for patience. You abandon that doctorship and you get out and you run. Puts Alta in a nice 3rd and short here at the 32-yard line.
Puefu, 10 tackles for loss on the season so far. He's been dangerous on this defensive line. 3rd and about 3 here for Alta. They'll call a timeout and think about this 3rd and short. We'll take the timeout as well. The Hawks with a 7-0 lead, looking to add to it here on KSL Sports Rewind. Welcome back. 4:01 to go here in our opening quarter. Alta and West. Second round matchup here in the 5A state playoffs. Matt Cohn with Brian Brown with you here tonight. Thanks for joining us and kicking off your weekend with some high school football. So we get set for 3rd and 3 here from the 32-yard line. 4 wideouts for Alta. Kepa fakes the handoff, dumps it near side, has a man. Johnson gets out to the 40 and a first down for Alta.
You're seeing Alta doing a very good job of attacking those flat spaces and trying to get outside on this West High defense. Big reason for that, trying to negate the pass rush and pressure that West likes to put on teams. So far, having a lot of success with it. And, Matt, I'm super impressed with the sophomores' composure so far this game.
Gain of 10 gain of 8 on that play. 1st and 10 now. Quick pass to the far side is caught. And that's Weber on the far side.
Yeah,
Gains about 5 on first down.
Yeah, that's a tough throw because you're throwing across the field, so you've got to put some velocity. Weber able to secure the catch. Nice job by Kepa again. Get the ball and deliver. Only a 5-yard gain, but you're wearing that defense out, playing so much sideline to sideline.
3 minutes to go for our 2nd and 5 here from the 45. We'll send Merrill in motion. Now the handoff up the middle. And it looks like that was Loans on the carry once more. Gains about 2 on 2nd down.
And you talk about the matchup of this big West High defensive front and that Alta run game. You can only do so much with a pass game, especially when it comes to the playoffs. The run game always becomes critical, and where Alta has this early lead, they're going to have to keep going with it if they want to be successful. 3rd
and 3 here for Alta. Niumatolu. Pass near side is caught, and it's another first down for Alta. Merrill, another catch here on the near side, brings a fresh set of downs.
Yeah, Merrill comes up limping just a little bit, but what a great job to secure the catch. A little bit of an arcing throw, kind of a rainbow ball out there. And Merrill already very tough 3 catches for the South offense.
Gain of 6 on 3rd down. Now 1st and 10 from the West 47. 4 wideouts for Niumatolu. Quick pass here near side. McKee gets through 1 tackle, fights his way for a first down, and inside the 35 goes Matt McKee.
A nice job lowering the shoulder, running through the defender to get a few extra yards there, but a great job blocking by, I believe it was Toatele Afu out here on the edge, able to spring McKee for the big gain.
Another first down, gain of 8 on that one. Alta on the move once again. Down to the West 34 on first down. Under 2 minutes to go in our opening quarter. The Hawks on first down. Kepa's going to keep it this time. Slides and takes a shot at about the 27. And Wanted a flag. He's not going to get it, but he does gain about 6 yards on first down.
Yeah, declared runner in that situation. I understand the thought process from Kepa there as he slides to the ground, but you have to give the defender time, so you're not going to get a call in that close of a situation. But interesting call. We haven't seen him run the ball a lot tonight. In fact, saw Matt McKee take over the Wildcat at one point in time. Have to keep an eye on that, see if he runs the ball a little bit more in some of those situations.
Kappa does average about 6 yards per carry on the ground this season as he's going to hand this one off, and Loans fighting his way into the red zone, and another first down for the Hawks.
A good job there by Unga to bring him to the ground finally. Otherwise, Loans would have been all alone in the end zone there, and this Alta Hawks offense is really starting to fly, Matt, doing a great job keeping those West High defenders off balance with a variety of play calls, passing, running, all the above.
10th play of the drive upcoming here for Alta as they're in the red zone for the second time tonight. Niumatolo has two wideouts to the far side. He's going to keep it again. Kepa trying to get through. Good stop by Tamani Brown. Ball's out. I heard a whistle. We'll see what they call here. The Panthers got on it, but I think they blew it dead, and it looks like they did at about the 15.
Yeah, from our angle, from our vantage point, it looked like he was down, and the ball was dead before anything came loose. Hard for us on this far end of the sideline to really have a good view of it. But good job of that West High defense of keeping Kepa along the line of scrimmage, not allowing him to get outside.
And that's going to do it here for our opening quarter. So it's been all Alta through the first 12 minutes of this contest. They're knocking on the door looking for more points as they lead 7-0 heading to the second quarter. You're watching the 5A State Football Championship Tournament, the second round here on KSL Sports Rewind. We'll be back right after this. Welcome back and ready to start our second quarter here between the Hawks and the Panthers. Matt Coma, Brian Brown with you tonight for this 6-11 matchup in the second round of the 5A tournament. Winner moves on to the quarterfinals. Glad you guys are joining us here as Alta gets ready to go here on second down and about 9 here after the almost fumble from Kepa Niumatolo. Alta's second trip to the red zone here tonight. Kappa gonna keep it again. Lots of space up the middle as he's tripped up inside the 10. And to be just shy of the first down, but a good decision there from the QB for Alta.
Yeah, nice call on the QB draw. We talked about it before the break. Alta's done a really good job of mixing up calls here, going pass and run in a variety of different runs. You see the QB draw gets the big game there, and if it wasn't for Taimani Brown, it might have been a touchdown.
And Lapuahu now in the formation. He's going to take the handoff. The big man rumbling, stays on his feet, and he's in! Lapuahu, a touchdown for Alta.
Rewind, top 5 touchdown. That's a thick 6 from Lapuahu. And what balance, what grace. What impressive fight and desire for the big fella as he takes the pitch and keeps his feet, scores a touchdown. And what a way for this Alta High offense to take a 13-0 lead pending the PAT.
The kick is up and it's good. As Lapuaho, 7 yards out, puts the Hawks up 14-0 here on the West Panthers in the second quarter.
Man, I'm just beside myself here. You dream of it as an offensive lineman, that one shining moment where you can get a thick 6. We got to witness one live, in person, Just an incredible job, a fun play call. What a play, though, by Lapuahu. What an effort to get in the end zone. And if you'd asked me at the kickoff of this game, if I'd have seen any of the game evolving this way, I would have told you we were crazy. We have a 14-0 Alta High lead. And this West High sideline a little shell-shocked, and rightfully so. The Hawks have came out, established themselves well.
Could we see if maybe some of the rust factor here? Alta playing last week, West had the week off.
I think that may be part of it. I think the bigger part of it is just Alta came out and from the very jump established a tone with drawing guys off sides and really playing fearlessly with nothing to lose. And West High has simply not found a way to recover. As they go down 2 scores now, they'll have to look to Isaiah Suisui to be the leader and really bring them out.
See if Pan can give him a spark here as he's met at the 25. Chachi Pan out to the 25. And as you said, we'll see who can step up for this West High offense. A little bit better on the second drive, but they have yet to even reach midfield here tonight.
Yeah, and this Alta defense has done a good job of stymieing them. Some of it has been self-inflicted. We saw Chachi Pan drop a pass that he normally secures on a big third down, and the reality is it's going to be on Isaiah Suisui to lead this offense and try and get some points on the board before half. With 11-13 left in the second quarter, plenty of time.
Suisui calls his own number and fights up the middle. He's got a first down. Gain of 13 on first down for the senior quarterback.
Yeah, the announcer's blessing comes through as immediately Isaiah Suisui gets the first down and does it with his legs. A great 12-yard gain, 11-yard gain there. A nice early start for this West High offense.
New set of downs here for the Panthers. 3 wideouts to the near side. Hands off to Malapai. Fighting his way for a good gain, about 6 yards. Brings up 2nd and 4.
And that's really where Malapai is great. Inside the tackles, able to get those 4, 5, 6-yard chunks. And for West, you've got some momentum going. Try and keep it going. Love the no-huddle option here.
Panthers rush to the line here. Suisui to throw. Quick pass over the far side. Dodging his way and fighting for more yardage. Good run by Luceni Fafita for another first down.
Great job by Fafita, a guy that really haven't seen a ton from all year long, but you see the ability to get loose and get that yak, those yards after contact or yards after catch. And West going with tempo now, doing a great job responding.
First time pass midfield tonight for West as they go over the middle looking for Lopati. Pass just a little too high and brings up 2nd down.
Boy, he had Lopati as well. There was plenty of ground for the young freshman to get loose if he was able to secure that ball. And sometimes when that adrenaline starts going on a big drive like that, you get just a little high on those throws.
3 wideouts to the near side here on 2nd and 10. And movement over on the far side. I think that was Fafita. And it's a false start for the Panthers.
Yeah, a little jump there and just getting a little excited. And again, if I'm Coach Solovi, I can live with that at this point because we're seeing life from this offense. Go ahead and live with that penalty there, but just keep the momentum going.
Penalty pushes it back to the 48. 2nd and 15 here. 10 minutes to go here in our second quarter. Suisui calls his own number. Still stays on his feet. Fights for extra yardage as Suisui gain a 4.
Oh, what was at best a 1-yard gain turns into a 5-yard gain. And while that doesn't sound like all that much, it is the leadership, the fight, the drive, desire from Suisui that you love to see, Matt. This West High offense is there now. 3rd and long.
3rd and 11 from the Alta 48. Suisui going to throw. Going to take a shot over the far side. Tip drill. It's picked. Weaving through traffic and spinning down to the 45. That's Paige Miley with the interception for Alta.
Boy, what a job by Paige Miley to stay in the assignment, find the lane, tips the ball to himself, and a massive, massive turnover for the Alta Hawks defense as you can feel the momentum brewing for that West High offense. nothing doing to come out of that drive, that possession with 0 points. Huge credit to that Alta High defense for standing tall when they needed to the most.
Miley, his third interception of the season, puts Alta back on offense from their own 46. 9:21 to go to halftime. Alta's third drive of the night. There have been two scores on their opening 2 drives. They'll hand it off. Cottis gets about 2 on first down.
Yeah, nice job of the West High defensive line. Stand out the blockers. Seeing guys fill their run responsibilities, forcing the run to the outside. He was able to get 2 yards, but this West High defense, they've got to do something on this possession and try and force the ball back. That's a good place to start.
Alta has been methodical on offense here tonight. Drives of 7 and 11 plays for their 2 scoring drives already tonight. Send a man in motion, now faking the handoff. Kempa up the far side. Gets through a tackle, and he's met at about the 49-yard line. I believe that was Pan down there in coverage for the Panthers.
And now for West, sitting at 3rd and 5 here. Opportunity to get off the field with a 3-and-out would be huge, especially after the turnover for Alta. They've been so successful all game long in keeping their drives going. I have to wonder if there's anything left in the bag there. Maybe surprise this West High defense.
3rd and 4 from the 48-yard line. We'll set a man in motion. Kappa looks that way. Pressure coming. Has to get rid of it, and it's broken up. Taimani Brown there in coverage, and it brings up 4th down.
And that's exactly what this West High defense needed, was a stop there. Looks like Alta considering going for it here, as they are within West territory, and so kind of in that no man's land of do we punt it, do we kick it, or do we go for it? It looks like they've sent the punting team out here, but a great job by the defense to sniff out the screen. Great job by Taimani Brown, knock the ball down, and West avoids disaster after the turnover. They'll get the ball back here.
So Alta back to punt here. They'll send Matt McKee out to punt this one from his own 40. Chachi Pan waiting at near his own 15. Good kick, comes back to Pan. This Pan will run it. Spins out of a tackle, flags fly at the 20, and he's wrestled down number 5 for the Hawks. It's Calvin Liava'a on the tackle for Alta, and multiple flags on this play.
Yeah, from distance as well, all sides of it, so you have to wonder if there's something along the lines of either a face mask or maybe a block in the back there. Pan trying to do a little razzle-dazzle, trying to get him a few extra yards, but
it's a good spin move to get a little extra yardage, but we'll see what the flag is here. And it is a face mask. You called it, Brian. It's on the Hawks, and that'll move the Panthers out to the 35.
Yeah, as much as we all hate a block in the back, they don't usually draw 3 flags like that. That situation. Great start now for the West High offense, and if you're Isaiah Suisui, shake off that turnover. No big deal. Be the goldfish. Come out. Try and establish that same kind of momentum that you did previous drive. Because they've got to get some points before half.
Best starting field position of the night for West. They'll start from their own 35. 7:42 to go second quarter. 1st and 10 Panthers. They'll hand it off. Malapei fighting his way for 6 yards on first down.
Yeah, nice little handoff there, and I believe it's actually number 6. RJ, or is it Louis
RJ Hansen, or Louis Hamilton's back there as well. As West quickly back at it. This time a handoff and a first down. That one was Louis Hamilton. Or excuse me, number 6, RJ Hansen back there.
And you see Hansen and Malapei, a little thunder and lightning combination there for West High. Nice change of pace.
I'll give it to Hansen once more, and he gets about another 7 yards. 3 straight carries for the senior. Brings up 2nd and short.
You see his ability to hit the hole quickly. And great job by this West High offensive line to open that hole, allow him to get some yardage.
Once again, they'll hand off this time. They were ready for it, and guess who was there first? That's Lapuahu who broke that play up for Alta.
Yeah, number 77, not shirking his duties at all after his big touchdown score earlier in the game.
They'll call it a gain of 1 on that play. Now it's 3rd and about 3 here. As the Panthers will get the call from the sideline here on big 3rd down for the Panthers.
Yeah, and Hamilton off the field now, but provided a nice spark there for West High.
They'll hand this one off. Malapea. He's got the first down. And he's down inside the 40 down, called the 38. That's a gain of 8 for Malapea and a first down.
Yeah, West up in a hurry, trying to catch Alta so they can't sub in. And they're forced to call a timeout here, Matt. And probably a wise call there by Alta, as there was personnel shuffling all over the place, a little bit of chaos. From this point where you've got a 14-point lead, go ahead and burn that timeout in the first half. Make sure you got it straight.
So the Hawks call timeout. The Panthers on the move, trying to get back in it here. We'll find out what happens on 1st and 10 here on KSL Sports Rewind. Welcome back. 6:11 here to go in our second quarter. Alta with a 14-0 lead, but West on the move here. 1st and 10 from the Alta 37-yard line. 3 wideouts to the near side. They're going to keep running the ball, and it's a good decision. Malapea, another first down near the red zone.
Well, you can see that extra burst that Malapea has once he breaks through the line of scrimmage, and West is up and rolling right now.
Back to the line of scrimmage. Malapea, this time he's met by the Hawks. As that's number 41, that's going to be Jackson DeMille. And able to stop that one, brings up 2nd down.
And nice job by that Alta defense to settle down, and it feels like the tempo almost caught West by surprise on that one, as they were not able to secure the blocks, and finally Alta gets a stop.
2nd and 10 from the 23-yard line here. West trying to get in the end zone for the first time tonight. Trips to the near side. Sui's looking that way. Lost it to the end zone. Has a man. It's caught. Camden Lopati puts West on the board.
Well, aloha means hello, but it also means goodbye. And that's goodbye defenses. Camden Lopati reels in the rainbow throw from Isaiah Sui. And just like that, West High is back on the board. Able to get the touchdown. Just an absolutely perfect response from Isaiah Sui and that West High offense.
Jody McCossin for the extra point. Kick is up, and it is good. The Panthers back in it. As they go down and score, it's 14-7, 5:16 to go, second quarter.
And shout out to Dodi Makasa, who's done a phenomenal job. Stepped in mid-season after the original West High kicker was hurt. And he's done nothing but add excitement and passion to the position and done a great job in securing that for the West High Panthers. Not often that I feel the need to shout out a kicker. I know that the official Rewind Sports brand is for Moose Bingham to do that.
I know. I say, you're stealing Moose's thunder here.
It's all right. If he wants to talk about offensive line, we'll give him that as well. But we had a thick six tonight, so there's nothing better for me than that. But
well, you got to give credit to the Panthers. That was a great response after not really getting much going on offense, able to respond with a good sustained drive for a touchdown.
Well, absolutely correct, Matt. And the biggest thing for this offense was finding a rhythm and getting back to the bully ball that we've known them for. Now, I'd like to call this West High offensive unit Trenchtown Block, because that offensive line is so big, so stout, so many talented players. You know, Nuku Mafi, Samisi Tonga, the big names, highly recruited Power 5 guys. But when they're at their best, that's what they can do in manufacturing the run game.
So Makasa back to kick this one away. Kick is going to be fielded at about the 1-yard line. Here come the Hawks. Fighting his way out past the 20. He's tripped up. As that was Traven Fabrizio taking it out just past the 20.
And you can see Fabrizio lightning quick. It looked like that Celesi Vainuku got him with a literal hand tackle. Not quite a shoestring, but slapped those feet together, able to trip him up enough to get the coverage team to bring him down. And Alta has started out with great field position all game long. With the change in momentum, let's see if this West High defense can maybe create a little bit more.
3 and out, last drive for the Hawks. See what they do on this one. Kappa checks it down. Runs and slides near the 30. Gets up about 7. Brings up 2nd and 3.
And talk about presence. And the youngster, Numatolu, has a lot of that. Able to slide early on, avoid the hit. See, under duress, does a nice job scrambling for a pretty good gain there on first down.
Gain of 7, brings up 2nd and 3 here for Alta. Clock ticking under 5 minutes to go now until we reach halftime. Hawks send a man in motion. They'll fake the handoff, and Kappa's going to keep it, fighting his way towards the line of scrimmage. And no signal yet from the officials. He's right at the line of gain, and it is a first down for Alta.
One of those situations where you're basically waiting on bureaucracy, waiting on the official signal, but it did look like he secured the first down based on the spot on both sides. And a big, good start to this drive for the Alta High offense.
1st and 10 now from their own 34-yard line. Clock now ticking down to 4 minutes to go. Hawks with a handoff. Here's Loans trying to spin out of a tackle. Gets out to the 41-yard line. As Race Walker there to bring him down. Gain of about 7 on first down.
Yeah, Walker, one of the big-time tacklers on this West Side defense, but on that one, a great job by Wyatt Johnson on the, what looked like the old-school Madden halfback lead there. Fullback action? It's like a time warp out there.
3 wideouts on the far side. They'll send Afu in motion. Now up the middle for about 2 yards, just shy of the first down goes Loans.
A nice tackle there by Mae from his outside end position. Brings up 3rd and short here for this Alta High offense. Still plenty of options on the table in terms of play calls, whatever they need to go through. They've had success both running and throwing the ball this drive. So Coach Teo and his staff, big 3rd down conversion here.
3rd and 1 here. 2:50 to go in our second quarter. Afu in motion again. Kappa's going to keep it, and he's got the first down. Slides past the 40, the 45, and a first down for Alta.
It looks like he's sliding into home plate the way that he hits the turf like that, but knew exactly where he needed to get to. No more, no less. Slides to the ground, keeps the clock moving, keeps the chains moving as well. And this is turning into a pretty impressive drive for this Alta High offense.
Clock ticking under 2.5 now to go before our halftime break. Alta just trying to bleed this clock, not give the ball back to this West offense that's starting to feel it. 1st and 10 from the 46. They'll hand it off once more. Loans lowers a shoulder and fights for a gain of 7. We got some extracurriculars in the backfield as Chachi Pan throws down a receiver. That was Pan and Wyatt Johnson getting together there at about the 35. And I believe it's going to be an unsportsmanlike call on the Panthers.
As always, it's usually the retaliation that gets caught. In a classic situation there is Johnson, we used to call it blocking to the echo of the whistle, maybe a little further, and understandably, Chachi Pan didn't like that.
It is going to be the unsportsmanlike conduct penalty on Pan. Move it 15 yards, and Alta knocking on the door here with 2 minutes to go.
Yeah, like mentioned earlier, a very impressive drive for this Alta High offense. Not only that they've been able to move the chains, drain that clock, but also get into scoring territory here, basically wiping out what was left of the second quarter.
Clock running under 2 minutes now to go. 1st and 10. Near side, finding a seam, and out near the 10-yard line. That's Matt McKee on the keeper. And another first down for Alta.
Boy, what a change of pace. What a luxury to have McKee, a guy that you've trusted to carry the ball all season long, able to step into that wildcat position. And let's see, he's a big, powerful, long strider, provides a little bit of a different view to Numatolo in terms of how they run the ball.
McKee able to get out of bounds, stops the clock, 1:44 to go as the Alta Hawks in the red zone, third time tonight. First and 10 from the 16. They'll hand it off, fake the handoff as McKee will fight for 2 yards. That clock will continue to run as it'll be about 2nd and 8.
Yeah, and listen, with McKee having a history of throwing the football, you have to play that as honestly as possible. And unfortunately, we're going to have an injury timeout as there's an Alta player down still.
I think that's McKee maybe. As he goes down, as they look at the injured Hawk, will step aside. 1:30 to go here in our second quarter. We'll be right back. Welcome back as McKee able to get up on his own power and jog back to the sideline. Good to see for the Alta junior there. Gain of 2, 2nd and about 8 from the 14-yard line here for Alta.
Yeah, he's provided a nice spark for them, especially in the running game there. Good to see him going off under his own power. It looked like it might have been upper body or an extremity injury, so we hope to see him later in the game.
9th play of the drive is Keppa's going to keep it again, fighting his way near the the 10. Gain of 2, as the clock will continue to run under 1:15 to go now. And decision time here for Alta with about 3rd and 6.
And you see the early gamesmanship where Westside was forced to burn some timeouts, now coming back to bite them a little bit here. This possession, not able to stop that clock as it's going to tick down, and this will likely be the last possession of the half here for us.
Alta does have 1 timeout left if they choose to use it. Clock's down to 45 now. As they'll take the snap. 3rd down. Hit pressure coming. Able to get rid of it. Loans rung out of bounds. He'll be short of the line of gain as Numatolo got all kinds of pressure but able to get rid of that football.
Boy, what an impressive job by Race Walker Adams to bring down the ball carrier as well. And you see, looks like we're going to get a stop to the clock here either because the player went out of bounds or...
And it was wrestled out of bounds there with 38 seconds to go. It's going to be 4th and 1 here for Alta. And they are going to run the clock. So they say he was in bounds.
This is a huge, huge opportunity for this West High defense to get a stop. This has been a long, long drive. Well over 10 plays now, Matt. And
clock's running under 20. They'll see Alta does have 1 timeout left here, as the play clock runs down to 0.
Yeah, it looks like they were just running that one down to take as much time off as possible and call the timeout.
Referees are going to confer about it here.
I'm always curious what goes on in those huddles.
Play clock is at 0. The game clock at 16 seconds here. I believe a timeout was called, but not sure which team called it.
In these situations, especially where it's, every play becomes so critical, you always want those officials to be on the same page, make sure everybody's got everything straightened out and properly accounted for, especially when it comes to things like number of downs, number of timeouts, all that kind of bookkeeping, so to speak. Not as many people involved in that as maybe in the college or the NFL level. So,
but either way, it's decision time here for Alta. It's 4th and 1 from the 8-yard line. You could potentially go for it, but with 16 seconds left and potentially only 1 timeout left, depending on if they just used it or not.
But I think it's a huge win for West High if they come out of here with just 3 points or even no points. And I think that if you're Coach Teo and talking about it, that's the bigger determining factor, is if you come away from what's been an incredible drive with 0 points, how does that play into the psyche of your team? And it seems like Coach Teo is thinking along the same lines that I am, which we'll just go ahead and count that up to luck on my end. They'll kick the field goal.
As we get more whistles here, the referees explaining it to the West coaches here about what actually just happened here. You can see the white hat down there at the bottom of the screen.
And kind of curious as it looks like the Alta overload is to the right side here.
It's going to be a 29-yard field goal attempt here for Coleman Fisher. He's made 2 extra points tonight as the clock will run. So no timeouts were used as the kick is up. Line drive kick, and he missed it. Pressure up the middle from the Panthers. Maybe he deflected that ball, and it's no good. West takes over with 7 seconds to go.
Yeah, pointing it out there, you usually like to put your heavy side or your overload side towards the field. Alta's setting up away from it on that one, and you can't guarantee that the pressure from West got to the kicker on that one, but it definitely went wide right. And for the West High Panthers, boy, what a miss. Dodge.
Bullet dodge definitely for the Panthers there. Is 7 seconds all that remains between us and halftime. Time for one final play here for this Panther offense. See if they elect to push it. With Sui and Pan out there, you never know, but...
Yeah, 7 seconds left here.
They do have 2 timeouts left if they do choose to use one of them. As they're going to elect to go for it here. She's going to take it up the middle. Clock running under 1, and then time will expire as he runs out of bounds at about the 27. That's going to do it for a fun first half over here at West High School. The Hawks, 2 scoring drives in the first quarter, put them up 14-0, but West had an answer in the second. As it'll be a 14-7 contest as we head to halftime.
Yeah, it is a very competitive affair. Bit of a surprise as Alta heads to the locker room with the lead, Matt. But like you said, an exciting game. Love to see the response from the West High side of things. We'll see what happens here and what should be an even better second half.
So strap in, folks. We're in store for a great second half. After 2 quarters, it's the Alta Hawks 14 and the West Panthers 7. You're watching the 5A Football State Championship Tournament, the second round here on KSL Sports Rewind. We'll be back with the second half in just a little bit. Welcome back, football fans, as we get ready to go for our third quarter here between Alta and West, the 6-11 matchup in the 5A bracket. Matt Coma and Brian Brown with you. It's been a fun one so far. Brian, your thoughts on that first half?
Yeah, that it has, Matt. A real impressive start for this Alta Hawks team. Came out of the chutes firing on all cylinders, able to jump to a 14-0 lead early on. And we saw the counter from Isaiah Sui in this West High offense and leading us to the 14-7 score at half. Expect that both teams will come out. The nerves are gone at this point, right? You're playing with house money if you're Alta, and if you're West High, it's an uphill fight. But we've seen them re-engage in that fight. So I look forward to a really competitive second half here. Crowd's into it. DJ's been bumping the music all halftime, so I couldn't be more excited than being here with you on a Friday night.
Let's tell you how we got here before the teams get back out onto the field here for the second half. West went 3 and out on their first drive of the night, but Alta was able to respond. An 8-play drive capped off by a pass touchdown from Kepa to Cottis. A 12-yard score made it 7-0 Alta in the first quarter after another punt from West. It was the big man, Lapuaho, 7-yard out, makes the rushing touchdown, led 14-0 the Hawks did after that first quarter. An interception on the next drive for West put the Hawks back in position but couldn't convert, ended up going 3 and out, and that's when the Panthers finally found some offense as Isaiah Sui found Camden Lapati for a 23-yard score, made it 14-7, and that's where we stand as we head to our third quarter. Alta's going to get the ball first here in the second half. The teams make their way out.
As we look for the second half to start, Matt, one player that I look at and think that we're going to see a lot more from him in the second half is Chachi Pan. He's been Isaiah Sui's go-to all year long. Didn't see a lot of production out of him. As they focus on the ground game, have to think that he'll be a big part of the game plan going into the second half.
That's the crazy part here, Brian. He has yet to record a catch tonight. All of his yardage has been on the kick returns. So we'll see what he has for the second half as the Panthers kick the ball off. We're underway here in our third quarter, as Loans going to field it at about his own 8. Loans bounces off of a tackler and fights his way to about the 29. That's where the Hawks will start here for their first drive of quarter number 3.
Yeah, nice field position for Alta. They did a great job on the previous drive, flipping the field and just milking the clock with everything they had, and unfortunately came away with 0 points on the missed field goal. Just dead right, no hook or anything on that one. And for West High, you see the energy level on the sideline much higher than it was at the start of the game. We'll have to see how that translates to the defense on the field.
So Kappa and the offense back to work here. 3 wideouts to the far side. Back to throw. Checks it down. Fighting towards the first down marker, and I think he's got it. And it's Anthony Cottis, and there's a late flag. And as Cottis was wrestled out of bounds right at the line of gain.
A little extra enthusiasm out of bounds there is going to translate to a big gain for the Alta Hawks. And Cottis wanted to put the Hawks on the board first with a nifty little drag route in the first half. All alone there in the flat. Not exactly how you want to start a half if you're West High.
As you see the call, it's a personal foul on the Panthers. And their second personal foul of the night will put this ball all the way out to midfield for Alta.
Yeah, not only do you give up the 10-yard, almost 12-yard gain, to add the 15-yard penalty on top of it, and you can hear the Alta sideline pick up here as they can tell that this team is in scoring position now.
Push the ball all the way to the west, 46, 1st and 10. Kappa's going to keep it. Cuts up the middle, gain of 9. Good run from the quarterback on first down.
Yeah, great gain there in the quarterback keeper. We saw early on Numatolu was not so much reticent to call his own number, but content to let his teammates do the bulk of the lifting and come out here in the second half and gets a nice 8-yard gain there.
Gain of 8 brings up 2nd and 2. Numatolu has 3 wideouts, 2 to the near side, 4 down linemen for West. Man in motion, now the handoff. Cottis bouncing off tacklers. He's got a first down. He's inside the 35.
And got a first down and more, as he mentioned. He just thundering through that West High defense. Normally stout front from West High. Not able to occupy their gaps, and Cottis makes them pay. Converts the first down and more.
Spot the ball at the 32. Gain of 6 on that second down play. And a new set of downs here for the Hawks. Moving again, as they did most of that first half. Kappa back to throw this time. Going to dart it over the far side. Cutting off that route was Lava Vaila. He almost picked that one off on the far side.
Yeah, great anticipation and timing by Vailahi as he steps in front of it. And nice break up to the momentum that Alta had been building throughout that drive. Able to put him into 2nd and 10 here. But the bigger concern is that Alta has just been able to do whatever they want on offense. Able to milk the clock along with that, Matt. Really shorten this game.
2nd and 10 from the 32. 3 wideouts to the near side this time for Numatolu. He's going to carry it, and he's wrestled down inside the 30. As Nuku Mafi, the newly Oklahoma State commit, with the tackle there.
Yeah, and you see the big offensive tackle going both ways. These kinds of games where it is do or die. Pushing out all the stops there. Nice tackle by Mafi.
Gain of 4 on that keeper. It brings up 3rd and 6. Spot the ball at the 28-yard line. 3 wideouts to the near side for the Hawks. Numatolu going to fire over the middle. Incomplete. Broken up. As Vailahi looks like he was the one that broke that up, and it brings up 4th down.
Yeah, a couple different West defenders in the area there is Race Walker-Adams and Vailahi and Chachi Pan out there, able to get the deflection, and for West, big stop there on 3rd down. They'll force the field goal here on 4th down, and we'll see after the miss what will happen here with Alta.
Yeah, the Coleman Fisher 0 for 1 so far tonight. Will try it for 46 yards. Kick is away. Line drive kick sails through the night air, and he's got it. 46-yard field goal for Coleman Fisher, and the Hawks have a 10-point lead.
A nice job by Fisher. Get the ball through the uprights. And Alta ends that drive with points as they go up 17-7 here with 9:36 left in the 3rd quarter, Matt. And for the West High defense, after allowing multiple drives to go deep into their own territory, they finally get a stop there on 3rd down. See a little bit of life. This is a program that's been built around that defense so much. And to be able to hold that Alta offense, I think, is a positive indicator for them as we start the second half.
So the Hawks put 3 on the board in their first drive of this half. See what the Panthers have in store. It took a while to get the offense running in that first half, but their last drive, they were able to find the end zone.
Yeah, and the key word being they're running the ball, right? A mixture of Louis Hamilton and Kelvin Malapei running the ball is what allowed them to get downfield in a hurry and then capitalize with Isaiah. So we rainbow throw to Lopati in the end zone. We'll see if they come out and try to establish that quick tempo offense again here in the second half.
As we get back underway, Louis Hamilton's going to take this one from his own 8. Hamilton up the middle, breaking tackles, spun around at the 40. Big gain for the Panthers, and they'll start near midfield.
Great job by Hamilton to use his blockers as a shield, and you see the speedster cut inside, able to get a few more yards, and puts West in great field position there at the 42-yard line, Matt. And that's the kind of plays, those plus plays on special teams, really are going to need to go in West's favor if they're going to make a comeback here.
So Sui in the offense, back to work, 1st and 10 from their 42. 4 wideouts in the formation, bumbled on the snap, able to sling it out to Chachi Pan, who fights his way for a yard. There's a couple of players in the West bench. Sui quick thinking there. I think he was trying to hand that off to Malapei, but kind of bobbled the snap and able to get it out to Pan.
Yeah, it looked like it might have been an RPO, and Lopati tried to throw a block out there as well for Pan. Was he able to fight and get at least a couple yards on a bit of a broken play, and you'll see a substitution here as Louis Hamilton comes into the backfield.
So 2 backs in the backfield along with Sui. Gain of 2 brings up 2nd and 8. And off to Malapei as he stood up and brought down Leka Tuakoi with the tackle for the Hawks. Brings up 3rd and long for West.
Yeah, Tuakoi wrestles him to the ground, but I believe it was number 5, Calvin Liava'a, who initially stopped him on that one. Great job to fill the hole by Liava'a.
At 3rd and 8. Clock running. Approaching 8 minutes to go here in our 3rd quarter. Winner moves on to the quarterfinals for a date against either the Lakers of Bonneville or the Royals of Roy. Sui. Gonna hand it off. Malapei racing to the corner. Fights his way towards midfield, but he's going to be short of the line to gain. About 2 yards shy. And decision time here for the Panthers.
Yeah, I think a play call like that normally indicates the decision's been made. We want to go for it here on 4th down, and they're lined up and ready to go.
Quick to the line, ball in midfield, 4th and 2. Panthers will think about it here. Play call is in, 4th and 2 here for the Panthers. Pressure coming for the Hawks. They'll throw it over the middle, and it's connected. Down to the 35 goes Luceni Fafita for a first down.
A great job by Fafita to secure the catch. Even better job by Sui Sui to deliver the throw. And West up and using tempo, trying to capitalize on the first down.
Gain of 15 as they will hand it off. Ball. Pei stood up right at the line of gain. As that's number 72, Gabe Ofisa with the tackle.
And Ofisa, a little help there as well from, I believe it was Jackson DeMille. Nevertheless, Alta's not been fooled by the attempts to go tempo on first down after the conversions and puts West in a second and long here.
No gain on the play, maybe half a yard. Still second and 10. Sui Sui to throw. Pressure coming as they set up the screen. Hamilton has room on the far side. Down the sideline. And he's in. Touchdown, Panthers.
Lightning Louis Hamilton. Don't give him open space. He'll take it all. And you see him darts down the sideline on the screen pass. Able to convert the pass into a touchdown. Just like that, West closes this to a one-score game pending the PAT. And, Matt, even we're lucky enough to be part of the confetti that's flying into our booth here. Not just Hamilton, but the fans fired up as well.
Makasa up for the extra point, and it's blocked. Alta gets a paw on it, and it will stay a 4-point game as Louis Hamilton, 35 yards on the screen pass. His second receiving touchdown of the season has the Panthers back in it here.
Like just an inopportune time. You get a PAT blocked, and there's never really a good time for that. Leaves it as a 4-point game now. As Alta leads West 17-13, and for such a productive drive, you hate to see that happen if you're a West High football fan. If you're an Alta football fan, that's the kind of effort that you love to see after a touchdown, that showing where your heart is by competing and going out and getting the block.
Interesting stat here for you, Brian. That's the 5th blocked field goal of the season for this Alta defense.
Yeah, that's impressive. But when we talk about special teams, they are special for a reason, right? A lot of opportunity to make plays and capitalize on situations that often we as fans maybe overlook. And see, that could end up being a big factor as it increases this lead to 4 instead of 3.
So the Panthers lining up to kick this one back. As Loans and Fabrizio are back for the Hawks. As we get ready to go, 6:26 to go, third quarter. Kick is away, a line drive kick will go out of bounds, and that'll give the Hawks good field position to start the drive.
And not what you want to see back-to-back from your kicker, as Doty not able to connect on either of those and walks off with a little bit of frustration over here to the sideline. He knows that he mishit both of those balls, and it's going to allow the Alta Hawks great field position to start with. And after last time they had pretty good field position, West was able to get a stop. We'll see what this defense is able to do now.
So the Hawks will start from their own 35. Holding on to a 4-point lead here halfway through the third quarter. 3 wideouts to the far side for Kepa Numatolo. Kepa looks that way, going to sling it over there, and it's broken up. Big hit on the far side. Lava Vailahi breaks it up.
Yeah, just a great job by him breaking on the ball there. And well, I tell you what, Lava Vailahi with a big hit. Fires up the crowd, and more importantly, gets Alta into 2nd and 10 now after the incompletion.
So I'll bring up 2nd and 10 here for Alta after that pass breakup.
We haven't seen Alta really be in 2nd or 3rd and long very often all game long. It's a great opportunity for West.
Check pass here to the near side. Wyatt Johnson gets out past the 40, and he's wrestled down by Unga here on the near side. Gain of about 7.
I'll tell you what, Wyatt Johnson's not going to be one of those guys that you end up seeing playing somewhere on Saturdays, but just an absolute tough, gritty runner. Takes multiple West defenders to bring him down. Just no quit, no give up in him whatsoever.
So they'll spread it out here on 3rd and 3. 5 wideouts in the formation for Alta. Niumitolu, pressure coming, fires over the middle, and it's incomplete. Intended receiver was Johnson. Chachi Pan in coverage, and it brings up 4th down.
Well, it's a nice job by Kepa Niumitolu to try and throw the ball where the blitz is coming from, but unfortunately, Taimani Brown just too fast, gets him off platform, ball goes high, ball goes over. Now West High will have an opportunity with their second offensive possession to try and get points on the board again.
So Matt McKee back at his own 30 will get set to punt this one back to West. Pressure coming, just gets it away. Backing Pan, good punt, and he biffed it. Muff punt, picks it up at the 15 and gets about 2 yards. It's an uncharacteristic mistake from Chachi Pan there, backs up the Panthers inside their own 20.
Yeah, and you can see the frustration with Pan as he spikes the ball on the sidelines, knowing that he missed an opportunity to really try and bring Westside in a good field position there, but also all game long, he's been very stymied by this Alta defense, and you can tell that he's such a competitive kid, wants to contribute, and you hope he'll get an opportunity at some point here, but nevertheless, Westside coming out with an opportunity to really change the pace of this game.
He's got 1 catch for 2 yards so far in this game. One of the top receivers in the state of Utah. As I say it, he gets his first big catch of the game. A gain of 13. Chachi Pan, a 1st down.
You can see why Isaiah Suisui likes throwing to him so much. Secures the catch on the quick slant. Able to dodge a defender and get a few extra yards. Pick up that 1st down, and whatever mistake he made on the punt, that catch is helping to make up for it.
Gain of 13, 1st and 10 from the 30. Game clock approaching 5 minutes to go here in the 3rd quarter. Suisui going to call his own number. Breaks it out near side, and he's tripped up near the 35 as Jake Meyer able to trip him up for a gain of about 6 on 1st down.
And just a great job by Meyer to tackle Suisui as he bounced to the outside, and those are types of runs where normally we see Isaiah break it for a big gain. Nice job by Meyer there to prevent that. West sits with 2nd and about 5 here.
3 wideouts on the far side. Suisui's going to keep it. Up the far side, fighting his way to the line of gain, and it looks like he's got another 1st down.
Yeah, he does, and getting a little too horizontal on that one, trying to string out the defense. It's just enough space, allows him to get upfield and convert the 1st down, but looks like he's going to have to come off with an equipment timeout here.
At Suisui lost his helmet on the play, so he's going to have to come out for 1 play. Camden Lopati will be back in there for quarterback for the Panthers.
And Lopati, the freshman backup, so he has some experience.
Has thrown the ball 6 times this season. And we're going to get a timeout by the Panthers as the play clock was running down there. Well, we'll see if it is the timeout or not.
Yeah, I think we might have had a play clock issue as Suisui was coming off the field. It already started the play clock, if I'm not mistaken, and
it looks like they were trying to ask for it to be bumped back up. And there will be a timeout, so we'll stay on here. They'll reset the play clock.
Yeah, with an official's timeout like that, they should reset the play clock to 25. Looks like they have figured that all out. We'll find out at some point in time if that means that West was able to maintain that timeout. And with a close competitive affair so far, Matt, that's a big, big deal.
It is a big deal. It would have cost the Panthers a timeout there. They get to keep it with 4:25 to go here in the 3rd quarter.
And credit to this officiating crew, correcting the mistake and making sure everything stayed straight.
So Lopati in at quarterback. He's just going to hand it off to Malapai, who fights his way out past the 45, and that is Jackson DeMille on the tackle.
Nice shot by Malapai. He is almost like guaranteed 4 or 5 yards, and able to just really shorten the field in terms of trying to get those conversions. When you can operate from 2nd and 6, it's just such an advantage.
2nd and 5 here is the quick pass. Looking for Chachi Pan just behind him. In coverage was Paige Miley.
A nice job by Miley from his linebacker position, almost playing like a nickel today with the way West runs their personnel groupings.
So 3rd and 6 now for the Panthers. Need to get to the 49 for a first down. Sui. Surveying options. Now he's going to run for it. Cuts inside. Gets the first down. Has more. Down inside the 40. Isaiah Sui with a big gain.
And that's where Isaiah Sui can do so much damage with his legs. When he cuts inside and gets going downhill, he's so hard to bring down. Those Utah diehard football fans in the state, reminiscent of Chucky Keaton, Utah State quarterback, just slippery.
Gain of 16 puts West in Alta territory. Handoff. Faked. Sui weaving through traffic. Great read from the quarterback. Gains 3 as that was close to being blown up right in the middle of the backfield.
Yeah, credit to Jackson DeMille, who's been all over the field today. Does a great job stopping Malapaya in the backfield. And I'm not sure that was a designed pull, but a great job of an awareness by Sui to turn that into chicken salad.
4 wideouts here for West, 2nd and 7. Sui, quick pass here near side. Connects with Unga. And he's near a first down. And he's got another first down.
Yeah, when West is at their best, this is how the offense looks, right? Able to move the ball both on the ground and through the air. Just a nice job by Sui to find Unga on the out route.
9th play of the drive upcoming here for West as they're down to the 28. Officially the longest drive of the night for West as well.
Yeah, and you can see Alta players' hands on hips a little bit out there as this defense is starting to wear down.
No, handed to Hamilton. He's blown up at about the 25-yard line. Number 56. That's Seth Watson with the big tackle there.
Yeah, nice job by Watson, who's bringing Vae'ika Kula with him on that one. He's not able to.
Gain of 3 brings up 2nd and 7 from the 25-yard line. Sui fakes the handoff, finds Unga at the 15, and he'll have another first down.
And they've got something cooking there on the left side of the field. Done so much work with the slant routes going to inside. It's created a nice little space for them to operate in. And the bigger thing is we're seeing Isaiah Sui playing in rhythm, and he has been absolutely fantastic as West is going to take a timeout here, make sure they've got everything in order to try and get a touchdown.
So the Panthers take a timeout. 1:44 to go in our third quarter. West is on the move, looking to take their first lead of the night here on KSL Sports Rewind. Welcome back. 1:44 to go here in our third quarter. West inside the red zone, trailing 17-13 here. Macomb, Brian Brown is. West has been on the move on this drive, Brian, and looking like they could be potentially going in for a game-leading score here.
Yeah, go-ahead score. It would be their first time taking the lead all game long, and really it's been because of Isaiah Sui that they've gotten to this point.
1st and 10 from the 15-yard line. Pan in motion. Now 3 wideouts on the far side. Sui calls his own number. Races to the near side. Slips through a tackle, and he's down inside the 5.
Nice job by Sui calling his own number and then following his blockers. Able to escape the pursuit from the backside and get a first down there.
Gain of 11. Brings up 1st and goal from the 4. Panthers spread it all out. Malapaya in the backfield with Sui. Quick pass over the middle, and it's caught! Chachi Pan! Touchdown West!
Isaiah Suey marches the Panthers down the field, stares down the face of adversity and says, "Not today," as he hits Chachi Pan on the slant. And Pan, with the exclamation point on that touchdown drive, puts the Panthers ahead.
So Mikasa back in there. Had his extra point blocked last time out. This would put them up by 3. This one high in the air, and that is good. And the Panthers have their first lead of the night. They lead at 20-17 here late in the third quarter.
And not quite popping bottles, but confetti flies everywhere as the Panthers claw their way ahead there, Matt. And whatever issues going on in the first half seem to be corrected as this offense is finally firing on all cylinders. The West High Panther Lamberfeeties,
hey,
they're all in gear right now.
That is the third passing touchdown for Suey tonight. 3 different receivers as Pan picks up his 10th receiving touchdown of the season.
And for Alta, if you're a Hawks fan or if you're on that Hawks sideline right now, your thought is, how do we stop the slant route? Because it has absolutely changed the game here for West High, and maybe more so, how do you stop Isaiah Suey? Because he was able to do it on that drive, both on the ground and through the air. Just a terrific job by him. And for Alta, first time all game, now they're challenged with the task of having to respond.
So we'll see if the Hawks have an answer here. Fabrizio and Loans back to receive on Dodi Makasa's kick.
You have to think that answer will have to be in some way, shape, or form, including Kepa Numitolu. That ball goes out of the back of the end zone there.
Kick goes out of the back of the end zone. Hawks will start at their own 20. And a big drive here for Kepa and the Hawks offense, as they have had a punt and a field goal here in the second half. And now trail for the first time tonight.
Yeah, I'm not the vice president of body language the way that Bill Simmons is, but you can sense a difference right now on this West High sideline. There's much more energy, investment, engagement, and on the outside sideline, and see a little bit of nerves almost as they can feel this one slipping away.
Numitolu going to throw it near side as Johnson breaks a tackle and out to the 25. Gain of about 5 on first down.
I tell you what, if you need a solid response, Wyatt Johnson is as solid as you're going to find on this Alta football team. He's done everything tonight, laying blocks, catching balls. Just a nice little 6-yard gain there, but when you're backed up, and you're feeling that pressure and that momentum, a 6-yard gain can mean everything.
Under a minute now to go here in our third quarter. 2nd and 5 for Alta. 3 wideouts to the far side. They'll send Johnson in motion. Now fake the handoff, dump it over to Johnson on the far side. He's got the first down and out past the 30.
Yeah, almost like a play-action RPO there from Alta. Creative play call as you fake the handoff to one side and then hit Johnson cutting across the field on the other. And 2 plays, and Wyatt Johnson has this offense ready to roll.
And that's going to probably do it here for the third quarter, as the offense looks like they're content to let this clock run down under 10 seconds to go. And strap yourselves in, folks. We're in for a great finish here in the second round of the 5A state playoffs. The Alta Hawks trail by 3 points here. It's been all west in the third quarter. They take a 20-17 lead into the fourth quarter. We'll bring you the final 12 minutes here after this short break. You're watching the 5A state playoffs here on KSL Sports Rewind. Welcome back. 12 minutes is all that's left in this contest. We're in the fourth quarter. Alta down 20-17 on the move. 1st and 10 from their own 34. Numitolu going to keep it, has a seam up the middle. He's got a first down out to the 45.
Might be the best run that we've seen from him all game. Just absolutely explosive. Right up the middle for the first down, and coming out of the fourth quarter break. A great job by Numitolu to get the first down.
Gain of 12 there. Brings the ball out near midfield. 1st and 10 from the 45. Play clock down to 10. 3 wideouts on the far side for Numitolu. Gonna look that way. Throws far side. It's got a man. Out past midfield and wrestled down. Goes Toateli Afu. Gain about, they'll spot it at the 48, so it's about a gain of 7 on first down.
A nice job of wrestling the Alta receiver to the ground and preventing any kind of additional gain there. And for West, that's probably one of their better defensive plays here on this drive, despite the gain.
That's Afu's first catch of the night for Alta. Afu, 5 catches on the season heading into tonight. As pressure coming. Numitolu going to take the home run shot. Has a man out there, and it's broken up. Lava Bailahi in coverage breaks that up for the Panthers.
Oh, the great job by Lahi to get in the passing lane, knock the ball away as that ball floated just a little bit. And I'll tell you what, Kepa Numitolu paid the price on that one as Nuku Mafi was right up in his face as he released that one. Young sophomore, tough.
Looking for Abe Jager out there on the home run shot. Now it's 3rd and 3. Hawks spread it out, send a man in motion. Kepa out to Cottis. Breaks the tackle. He's got the first down. Out of bounds near the 40. Those Cottis for another Alta first down.
Boy, big-time players make big-time plays, and Anthony Cottis has been a big playmaker in this game. Started things off with the first touchdown for the Hawks. I believe that's either his 2nd or 3rd conversion as well. I see him break the initial tackle and then keep charging down the field, able to get the first down.
1st and 10 from the West 40. 10.5 to go in our game tonight. Hawks down by 3. Pressure coming for the Panthers. Numitolu dumps it off to Johnson and once again gets about 5 or 6 yards. He's been doing that all night for this Alta offense. Brings up 2nd and short.
Yeah, as much as the slants have been hurting the Alta Hawks on defense, that little drag route from Johnson, I mean, it's kind of hybrid fullback. Almost he's playing the F position, almost like it's an X, or excuse me, a Z, sometimes lining up at the slot there. Able to just productively get 5 and 6 yards every time they need it.
Under 10 minutes now to go. 2nd and 5 from the 35. West shows pressure. They're going to hand it off to Cottis. He's got the corner. Got another first down, and he fights his way inside the 25.
Well, it was weird because it almost felt like everybody had heard a whistle or something like that.
And we have an injured Panther down on the sideline.
Based just on the player reaction, this one looks like it may take a little bit of time.
Is everybody giving some space here?
You hate to see that, especially on the sidelines there where sometimes it can get so crowded.
There was a collision there. That's right where Cottis was forced out of bounds. As we have an injured Panther, we'll step aside and be right back in just a minute. Welcome back as you see Lava Vailahi able to get back up. He was the injured Panther over on that far side. Scary moment there, but glad to see him back up on his own feet.
Yeah, and you always want to be extra precautious with those situations where one player comes flying in and hits their head one way or the other, especially with someone like Lava Vailahi. He's played so well here in the second half.
So a gain of 12 from Cottis on that play brings up 1st and 10 from the 23. So we're just waiting for play to start here. 9:37 to go.
swing.
That's Matt McKee's in the backfield here to take this draw. The clock will start here for 1st and 10. McKee gonna call his own number, cuts it inside, has a little space, finding his way through, still on his feet and tripped up inside the 10.
Just an incredible job by McKee to keep fighting, as you see.
That was Chachi Pan that saved the touchdown. That ball's down to the 7-yard line. Gain of 16 for Matt McKee.
Just a great job on the run, and for this West High defense, a little bit shell-shocked right now as they've allowed Alta to march down here, 1st and goal.
9th play of the drive. Here for the Hawks. McKee still in at quarterback. McKee fumbles the snap, and he'll just go down, but whistles fly anyway. So we'll probably have a false start here on Alta.
Yeah, procedure penalties. It looked like there was at least, I believe, 2 players in motion at once there, but regardless, a critical mistake averted despite the penalty.
So the penalty backs it up to the 12-yard line. Still 1st and goal here for Alta. And back in the game comes Kepa Niumatolu. Three wideouts here to the near side. 4 in total. 4 down linemen for West. Kepa, quick pass over the middle looking for Johnson. Falls incomplete. Isaiah Engelau in coverage there for West.
And as much as this West Side defense looks a little bit shell-shocked, Alta tried to attack him right at the heart. Multiple West defenders around there, and Kepa not able to thread the needle on that one, and understandably so. What was started out as a very promising 1st and goal is now 2nd and long.
2nd and goal from the 12 here for Alta. Keep things tight this time as Niumatolu looking for the end zone, incomplete. Looking for Brian Weber on the far side, and then 3rd and goal.
Yeah, Weber was well covered, and Niumatolu under duress there. That West High defensive front was bearing down, and 3rd and long here. 3rd and goal still, but 3rd and goal from the 12 is a little bit different, Matt.
So 3rd and goal from the 12, as Brian mentioned. They'll spread things out here. You need to find the end zone, or a field goal would tie it. Niumatolu gonna fire for the end zone. Too high for McKee. It's incomplete. Manu Tuaone in coverage, and it's 4th down.
Yeah, Kepa had his man out there. Just not able to get the ball and connect with him on that one. And West again stands tall when they need it the most. Able to force the field goal attempt here.
So it'll be Coleman Fisher this time from 30 yards out. Missed from 29 in the first half. And is hit from 46 back in the 3rd quarter. Snap is good. Hold is good. Line drive kick. And it is good. Coleman Fisher, 2 for 3 tonight, and we are tied with 8:49 to go here in the 4th quarter.
Just an incredible series of events there on that last drive, Matt, as Alta able to drive down the field and just absolutely impressed with the composure of Kepa Niumatolu. Working on that pronunciation. Apologies to Kepa and his family. I'm not going to pull the old Shaquille O'Neal, I'm not familiar with your work, because I am. But he's been so good and so confident all night long, able to continually get Alta into position to score and respond all game. And now it's back and forth affair. We've got another opportunity for West High to do the same.
So we move forward, 8:49 to go in our contest. We're tied at 20. Winner moves on to the quarterfinals where they'll most likely take on Roy. Score update in the third quarter. It's 33-0 in favor of the Royals. So the winner's going to have to go up to Roy next week in order to try and get to Rice Eccles as the kick is fielded by Chachi Pan in his own one. Pan looking for a seam, ends up getting taken down near the 29-yard line. And back comes out this West Panther offense. They have been electric. 2 drives so far in this half, 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, you can't ask for much more in terms of efficiency, and really it's been Isaiah Suisui who's grabbed control of this game and done so both on the ground, running and throwing. We'll see what he's able to do here, if there's any kind of adjustment that Alta can make to stop him or at least slow him down.
1st and 10 from their own 30, and as we get motion on the line, no flags were thrown, and it is a false start on the Panthers.
Yeah, everybody moving on that one but the center, and the only confusion I have is that we had the referee standing right there as the ball was about to be snapped. So
back it up 5 yards, brings up 1st and 15. 8:43 to go here in the contest. Handoff to Malapei, fighting his way towards the original line and met by the Alta Hawk defense.
He'll be close to the original line of scrimmage, but you can see that Alta defense swarming over top of Malapei, trying to rip the ball away.
And guess who was in there? Jackson DeMille once again in that coverage. Gabe Ofisa also there for the tackle. Gain of 4 brings up 2nd and 11. Clock running now to 8:10 to go. Go for the sweep with Pan. Turns it upfield. Lost the football. Ball's on the ground. Who's got it? No whistle yet. As we've got a pile up, I think Pan was able to get back on it, and he did. It's 3rd down.
Boy, you always got to be wary with those low tackles. Balls tend to pop out as guys feel their feet come out from underneath them. West able to recover nicely. Still facing 3rd and long here.
Call it 3rd and 9 from the 31. Clock right at 8 minutes to go here in this one. Hawks fans on the far side making noise as Suisui will hand it off. Fighting his way up the middle is Malapei. He's going to be about 3.5 yards short. And now it's 4th down here for West.
Yeah, interesting call there as they choose to hand the ball off. But clearly pre-decided that they were going to go for it on 4th down.
They're going to go quick here. Try and catch the Hawks offside. Now they'll have to think about it. 4th and a long 3.
Really bold move here by Coach Solovi to go for it here on 4th down. You can tell that he trusts his offense to pick this one up.
Suisui, quick pass over the middle. He's got Lopati. 1st down and more out to midfield.
Trust rewarded as Suisui hits Lopati on the slant, moves the chains, moves the ball, and West will retain possession here as they're about to cross midfield.
Clock running now, under 7 minutes to go. Gain of 11 on the pitch and catch. 1st and 10 from the 48. Suisui hands off. Malapei fights his way for a gain of 8, and they're in Alta territory.
And you see the importance of that 4th down conversion, Matt, as kind of takes the wind out of those Alta sails, and West starting to establish more and more dominance on 1st down.
Panthers going quick here as they'll hand it off again. Malapei breaks a tackle out for a 1st down inside the 38. That's where they'll spot him 1st and 10.
And it just gets so hard this late in the game as those big guys up front start to lean and wear on you. Looks like we do have an injury timeout here.
It's Malapei that was slow to get up there. And he's going to come out. Hamilton will sub in.
And if you're Alta, that's almost like a worst nightmare because Hamilton has been electric as the lightning to Malapea's thunder.
Clock under 6.5 now to go. 1st and 10 from the 38. Offense spread out again for the Panthers. 3 wideouts to the near side. Pressure coming from the Hawks. Suisui right into the coverage looking for Pan. Almost picked off by a pair of Hawks there. That was Damian Singleton and Jackson DeMille. Both had a shot at that ball.
Yeah, a lot of guys in the area there. As looked like, not sure if he was trying to go with Pan or Lapati. And Lapati on the inside, Pan deeper there.
So 2nd and 10. Same formation here for West. Fake the handoff. Suisui has Pan. Trying to weave through, and he's wrestled down. Gain of about 4. Number 6, that's Damian Singleton, able to deny Pan from breaking loose there.
Yeah, great job to wrestle him down. Chachi Pan, like roping a tornado sometimes out there, just so elusive.
As Pan has to come out. West just trying to decide what to do here. 3rd and about 6. Clock is down under 5.5 to go. Two backs in the backfield. They'll hand it off. Malapei stood up by Singleton. He gets back to the line of scrimmage, and it's 4th down. As that's Calvin Leava'a able to deny that opportunity, and 4th and long now here for West.
Yeah, great job by the junior to take on the block and disrupt the power play, and had to think that West was planning on going for it on 4th down, especially when they already did so in their own, deep in their own territory.
I'd say a little confusion as Malapei and Lopati switch it back and forth. It's going to be 4th and 5 here for the Panthers. 5:17 to go. We have a little bit of confusion. The game clock wasn't running, but the play clock was. The near side official was trying to get the clock to wind down, but
yeah, I don't think the game clock has actually been running for a couple of plays. So it's been stuck at 5:17 for a bit here.
I say that play clock was going, but the game clock, he was tackled in field in the field of play. Was it anywhere near the out of bounds line? But the clock stopped, and you can see the side judge there. It's like, I was trying to wind the clock. I was trying to get it to go.
And sometimes this older scoreboard here at West High, not always cooperative. Been here for a game before where there was a different language entirely showing up on the screen. So
it is the 130th season in program history.
Don't think this scoreboard's been around that long, but
they're going to keep the offense out there. So 4th and 5 from the Alta 33. Clock now running. Approaching 5 minutes to go in this contest, tied at 20. Suisui to throw. Has time, dumps it off. And he's not going to get the line to gain. Tony Vianuku in coverage. And it's a turnover on downs.
Yeah, Lapuahu there as well as Alta able to get the stop on 4th down, gets the ball back. 5 minutes remaining, an opportunity to march down the field again. Perhaps take the lead for good for West High.
So they'll spot it at the 31-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10 for Alta. All 3 of their timeouts still at their disposal with 5:01 to go. Three wideouts to the far side. They'll hand it near side. Loans tripped up.
A great play there by Alvin Puifua from his defensive tackle position. Highly rated, highly touted recruit, and picks the perfect time to make his impact on the game there as he wraps up the offensive player and brings him to the ground. And Matt, the biggest question right now is how much time will be left for West High if they're able to get a stop here.
Puafua, the 15th ranked recruit in the state of Utah, able to come up with that stop. Gain of 1 brings up 2nd and 9. Niumatulu, lots of pressure, throws over the middle. Almost having a chance at it was Manu Tuaone, as Kappa had a little bit of pressure in his face there, had to get rid of it. Brings up 3rd down.
Yeah, you can't say that West High didn't have an opportunity to bring that in, as it looked like it hit multiple Panther defenders before it touched the turf. And now for Alta, as they sit, they haven't flipped the chains over, but it should be 3rd down. There we go.
3rd and 9 from their own 32. 4:16 to go in a tie game. 5 wideouts for Niumatulu. He's gonna throw. Gonna take the deep shot. Double coverage out there! And it's intercepted! Tuponiuaunga, his first pick of the night, and the Panthers take over.
Niumatolu had nothing else to do out there but throw the deep ball and hope for a prayer to be answered. The only answer waiting there was Unga, as he's able to reel in the interception. West High will get the ball back with 4 minutes to play. An opportunity to put the game-capping score on the board here.
Second interception of the season for Unga. Gives the Panthers the ball at their own 33. 4:10 to go in this one. They'll hand it off. Malapei fighting his way out to the 38, gain of 5.
And for West High, you are in the ultimate 4-minute drill as you're trying to take as much time off the clock as you can while also putting yourself into scoring position here. And for Alta, it is going to be a bare-knuckle brawl to the very end, trying to get that ball back.
2nd and 5 coming. Hawks show pressure. Quick pass to Lapati. Has blockers. Cuts it outside. He's got the first down past midfield. Knocked out of bounds at the 46-yard line. And Camden Lapati with a big gain.
Yeah, Lapati able to keep his feet and get a lot of yards after the catch there and convert the first down. And you see Damian Singleton go down in a heap trying to make the tackle. West High able to position themselves well now in Hawk territory.
Clock running under 3.5 to go now. 1st and 10 from the 46. Takes the handoff. Throws Lapati again. Has a little bit of space, fighting his way towards the line down marker. He's going to be just shy. It's going to bring up 2nd and short.
And you see the confidence in Camden Lapati. He throws a little dip to the outside and cuts back inside and able to get close to a first down there. And West going to the pass here, able to move the ball efficiently. I think Alta expecting the run, and big change of pace for Coach Solovi.
2nd and 1 from the 37. This time they will hand it off. But ball's on the ground, and the Hawks have it. Malapei had the first down, but the ball's out. Covered by the Hawks, Paige Miley. And Alta takes over with 2:41 to go.
Miley's in the right place at the right time to make the recovery. But Kelvin Malapei had the first down, and we saw it earlier in the drive that Alta was coming after those runners, trying to jar the ball loose, able to finally get one out. And what a turnover by that Alta defense.
Ball came out on the run from Malapei, and it has been a crazy 3 minutes here as the ball has been exchanged, 3 times now. And Alta goes to work from their own 31. Fumble on the snap, ball's down, who's got it? 2nd down. Number 9 on the program was back there. I don't have a number 9 on my stat sheet, but able to get back there. It's Manu Taula, It's Solovi, excuse me. That's it.
Yeah,
I
Viliani
apologize.
Solovi, excuse me. Able to get in the backfield and disrupt that one. And
The mishandled snap puts it back to the 26-yard line. It's 2nd and 14 as the clock runs under 2:15 to go now. Send a man in motion. Niumatolo bumps it over the middle. It's got a man out to the 38. Goes Toa Teleafu, his second catch of the night. Makes it 3rd and about 3 here for Alta. 2 minutes to go.
they catch West trying to bring the pressure, and a great throw, great delivery there by Kepa, able to convert a big play and put them in line for a 3rd and short.
3rd and 3 here for Alta. 1:45 to go in the game. West shows pressure. They'll fake the handoff. Kepa gonna keep it. And he's got the first down. Out to the 42, and it's first down for the Hawks.
Able to scamper for just enough to convert that one. And you can feel the momentum tipping heavily in favor of the Hawks after the big play on 2nd down there.
Under 90 seconds to go in this one. 1st and 10 from the 42. Kepa gonna throw, has a man, fighting towards the yard marker and out of bounds. That's Abe Jager, his first catch of the night. Puts Alta past midfield.
Yeah, and with a minute 16 left on the clock, West showing a lot of cushion there defensively, trying to prevent the big play from happening, and Alta just a few plays away from being in field goal range here. They're going to take a timeout, it looks like.
Yeah.
I think it was West who actually took the timeout.
Who called the timeout here?
Uh-oh. So we've got a player being stretched out here. Okay, so we've got a clock adjustment as the official tries to communicate with the booth, telling him to put it in 1:15.
I think it's 1:15, 1:16.
There we go.
They put back on the clock here.
Mm-hmm. So what was just an absolutely...
No timeout. They just had to change the clock there.
Yeah, and just, I mean, it was an electric atmosphere, and again, another clock malfunction here. Tempers things down a little bit as both sidelines getting into it. We're in white knuckle territory, Matt.
2nd and a short one from the 49. 1:16 to go in a tie game. Gonna hand it off. Cottis fighting for extra yardage. He's got the first down. Out to about the 47. A little bit of pushing and shoving after that in the pile. But it's a gain of 2 and a first down.
I'm not sure what the holdup is in getting the chains moved. Caught us clearly with a second and even third effort.
Yeah, it's it.
Able
We're
to get
waiting
the first
for the
down.
chains to move. Yeah, there we go.
I also don't
Clock
know.
now runs under a minute to go. Kepa throws near side. McKee's got it. Wrestled down, not by the Panthers at the 44. Gain of about 3, and we're going to get a timeout from the Hawks with 43 seconds to go.
Yeah, just a great job there by Foti Vainuku and company to wrestle McKee down. And you see McKee, just a big, strong athlete. So much effort to bring him down, and because of that, forcing Alta to call a timeout there as he was tackled inbounds, short of the sticks. And as you look at the clock with 43 seconds left, Matt, you're well outside field goal range right here. So for Alta, you essentially have 1 to 2 more plays where you have to get a first down, either getting out of bounds, either if it's seen some success running those out routes into the flats, maybe look for something like that. You know, you do still have plenty of timeouts, so even maybe a quarterback run here to try and catch West off guard.
It's all about clock management, too, here.
It is, and you have to kind of wonder why Alta waited so long to use those timeouts, but in today's game where scoring happens so quickly, anything under a minute is plenty of time to try and get a touchdown.
Mental note here, folks. Coleman Fisher, he's got 2 field goals tonight. His longest of the season is 48. So they would need to get to about the 30 for it to get into field goal range here. Niumatolu going to fire over the middle. Incomplete. Looking for Johnson, and he almost had it.
That might be the only thing that Johnson hasn't completed. He's not able to hold on to the ball. This was a big-time hit there from the West High secondary. And
Race Walker there in coverage on that hit. And it brings up 3rd and 7 here for Brian. 37 seconds left.
And you can see Johnson coming off the field. And
no Johnson for this offense. They send 4 wideouts here. Niumatolu going to throw near side. Has McKee down to the 35. It's a first down. Clock will stop as they reset the chains here. Clock runs under 30 to go. They are right on the fringe of Fisher's field goal range here. Clock down to 20 seconds. Niumatolu going to throw near side. Has McKee. And it's caught. Out of bounds at the 25. The Hawks are in field goal range with 13 seconds to go.
And based on the spot, looks like they've got a first down as well. Only 13 seconds as that clock is ticking. Not sure.
And they'll call it. Alta calls the timeout with 7 seconds left. And that should set up our finish here. With just 7 on the clock. It'll be about a 40-yard field goal for Coleman Fisher to punch Alta's ticket to the quarterfinals.
Boy, what a finish to this game. You see the fight from both sides and just an impressive effort from Kepa Niumatolu. He's able to keep calm and composed, deliver those completions. You can see why they made the switch to the sophomore midseason, and he's been absolutely dynamite here on this final drive, Matt. And
how about the 2 catches from Matt McKee? Able to get it down into territory, and then another quick draw to get it to the 25.
You talk about sticks routes. McKee, it's almost like he's got a radar right where to go and where to run those routes. And just great job by him to secure the catches, convert the first downs, and allow Alta to get into territory here where they can attempt to kick a field goal.
I think they're going to try and run one last play here.
I wonder if this will be one where they just try to
set it up in the middle and set this ball up. 7 seconds left, though. The Hawks are going to elect to run one more play here. Alta's got 1 timeout left.
Play clock winding down here.
Clock down to 3. They'll take it. McKee wrestled down, and timeout with 3 seconds to go. The Hawks did what they wanted to do. They got in the middle of the field. They got about another yard as well. And now the game rests on Coleman Fisher.
I'm not sure if the risk was worth the reward on that one, Matt, as McKee gets held up at the line of scrimmage and luckily goes down in time to where they're able to call the timeout. But risky call, late to get the call in. Nevertheless, able to get the field goal unit out there. And for Alta, season rides on the leg of their kicker here. An opportunity to punch their ticket to the quarterfinals.
As Brian mentioned, winner moves on to the quarterfinals. It'll be a 40-yard field goal for Coleman Fisher. He's made 2 already tonight. This will come back in just a moment because we have a timeout for West.
Coach Solovi, you can't take him with you. You might as well ice that kicker. Let Coleman Fisher think about this one a little bit more. But also, it's an opportunity to make sure that you see, and your defense sees what Alta's rolling out there. maybe make some adjustments to how you're going to try and attack this from a field goal block perspective. Remind your guys exactly what they need to do, and these are the nights that you dream of if you're a high school player. Opportunity to win one on a last-second field goal, but
how is Moose feeling right now?
No.
This is like everything you'd want from a special teams.
I mean, if you're a kicker, this is why you spend all that time at practice over and over again.
All right.
You can honestly, it can be very lonesome to be a kicker at times, but
Matt McKee is the holder. Coleman Fisher the kicker to send Alta to the quarterfinals. And another timeout called by the Panthers.
And no rules against calling back-to-back timeouts at the high school level. So, again, you've got the timeouts. You might as well use them. You know, another situation, too, is you're letting that kicker cool down a little bit, right? You know, then you watch college and NFL kickers, one of the biggest things that they do is try to stay warm, try to stay loose. You know, cold game like this, it can be everything. Add just that little extra amount of time. But you know, the other thing, too, is just give Alta that much more time to think about things, right?
Yep.
You know.
As we mentioned, Coleman Fisher has made 2 field goals already tonight. He hit from 46 yards out early in the third quarter. He missed a 29-yarder in the second quarter.
So many things that have to go right on a field goal. Snap, hold, blocking up front.
Here we go. The Hawks trying to move on. Coleman Fisher to give Alta the win. Snap is good. Hold is good. Kicks away. And it's no good. It's wide right. And we are heading to overtime.
It's one of those things, Matt, where you're lined up, feel like you might have everything ready to go. Just a little twist, a little gust, and push that one out of range. And for Alta, the fight to get back into position ends in 0 points, and we'll head to overtime. And boy, what a great, highly contested game, and what a better way for it to finish. No better way, I should say, for it to finish than to go into overtime here. And you can feel the energy on the West High side of things as that one sailed to the right. And for Alta, that's a missed opportunity, but you still have overtime in front of you. Nothing has changed, and I would not put it past them and their quarterback to be able to come out and get a win here as well.
So we'll play from the 25s from here on out. A reminder or refresher, there's no sudden death overtime at the high school level. It's the NCAA rules. So we'll play from the 25s. We'll do it for 2 overtimes. If it's still tied, it'll be 2-point conversions the rest of the way.
And none of the college rules where after 2 overtimes you just shorten it to the 2-yard line. So let's see how this plays out.
And keep in mind, Alta has played an overtime game already this season. They went on the road and lost at Olympus in quadruple overtime. So they have seen overtime. The West has not this season. As the teams are meeting at midfield for the coin toss. You like offense first or defense first, Brian?
I'm old school. I'm not going to go with the Coach Prime philosophy of score first, but I think if you're West, you roll that defense out first because the offense in the second half has been terrific, right? Very few mistakes outside of the Malapei fumble there on the last possession. They were right where they wanted to be, and I think if you're the Panthers, go ahead and force Alta to convert the score. You're at home. Just makes a ton of sense.
And I want to go through the last couple of drives we saw in that fourth quarter, Brian. You had the West get all the way down to the 31 of Alta, turned it over on downs. You had Alta proceed to throw an interception on the next drive. West went back down in Alta territory, coughed up the ball at around the 30-yard line where Alta took over. And then the Hawks able to get into field goal range but missed the field goal. So it's been an electric last 10 minutes of regulation, I would probably say, as we're going to play on the south end.
Let's see, it looked like West won the toss and then deferred. So if they do both end up scoring, they'll have first choice come the second overtime.
Yep. So the Hawks will be on offense first. We'll play on the south end of the field. It's been a fun one tonight. For those of you just joining us, well, first off, where were you? Because it's been a blast. Alta jumped out to a 14-0 lead in this contest. Led 17-7. And then the Panther offense took over, took a 20-17 lead. A late third quarter field goal from Alta made it a tie game, and that's where we stand.
And it's been a very gritty, tough contest between two well-matched teams. You love to see it, Matt. Just overcoming adversity has been the name of this game without a doubt. Saw Alta jump up to the early 14-0 lead. West fought back to even the score. We've now seen Alta miss 2 field goal opportunities. And you have to look back to that the blocked PAT that would have put West 1 point ahead.
Exactly. So we start overtime. Alta from the 25-yard line. Niumatolu going to keep it. Gets up the middle, slides, and takes a shot at about the 16. Gain of 9. And a little slow to get up after taking that hit after the slide, but he gains 9 for...
good gain.
They're going to spot it back actually a little bit. So he got
where he started his slide, and that's the difficult part about sliding in the middle of the defense like that, right? Is there's so many defenders around you, not a clear space for you to start it, and so short on a little bit on the yardage, but nevertheless, see Alta come out trying to generate a big play to start.
So second and about 3 here for Alta. Ooh, a little razzle-dazzle, and Matt McKee has room up the middle, and he's down into about the 5. Nice little pitch there to McKee, and it's first and goal, Alta.
Yeah, nice little reverse misdirection, almost a old-school single wing play. McKee able to get the first down. Thought he might have a little bit more. Kind of lost his footing there at the end, but 2 good plays there from Alta, and they're easily in scoring position now.
Gain of 11 puts the ball at the 7-yard line. First and goal, Alta. Man in motion. There's Niumatolu. Gonna hold on to it. Gonna lower his shoulder for the end zone, and he's in. Touchdown, Alta.
Kepa said, I'm going to do it myself. Powers his way into the end zone, absorbs the contact. Rolls in for the touchdown. And the hush falls over Gene Plaga Stadium as Alta scores first here.
So 7-yard touchdown from Kepa. And now a critical extra point here for Coleman Fisher. And a false start on the Hawks here. And that'll back it up 5 yards, a little more pressure on this extra point.
Yeah, just one of those critical mistakes that at this point in the game drive coaches crazy. We'll see if it has an impact or not, but...
So it'll be a 25-yard field goal this time for the extra point. There's Matt back there. Pan got a piece of it. And it's no good. Chachi Pan getting in the backfield.
Well, again, you see pushing the ball back allows West just that much extra time to get there. And Chachi Pan from the outside gets enough of the ball to deflect it. And West holds on the PAT, giving them an opportunity here to win it.
So West would win with a touchdown and an extra point. As we go to the second part of our first overtime, it's 26-20. The Panther offense will start at the 25.
Special teams are special for a reason, Matt. And we've seen it have a special impact on this game, right? Missed field goals, blocked PATs on both teams. And now for Isaiah Suisui, who's had just a tremendous career, he has an opportunity to cement his legacy with this drive.
Panthers win with 7 points. They'll hand it off. Malapai fighting his way, breaking tackles, and down inside the 10. First and goal, West.
Kelvin Malapai with the redemption run, bouncing off defenders, puts the Panthers in position to score.
First and goal from the 9. Oh, fake the handoff. Sui calls his own number, and he's in. Touchdown, Panthers. And the West High Panthers are an extra point away from the quarterfinals. And we'll have a timeout for West.
Mama, there goes that man as Isaiah Suisui takes it himself. Drives into the end zone there for the West High Panthers. And Coach Delovi going to take a timeout here, make sure they have everything straight. They have a limping West High offensive lineman as it looks like Vaya Ikakula, a little gimpy coming off the field. And nevertheless, Matt, this is exactly where you wanted to be if you're the West High Panthers. An opportunity to win here. Get the PAT.
So it goes down to the shoulders of Dodi Makasa. He's had an extra point blocked already today. But he has a chance right here to send West to the quarterfinals. A date with Roy awaits next Friday if the Panthers can convert. Dodi Makasa. And timeout by the Hawks. Well, you talk about pressure, Brian. We have seen that in spades tonight.
Well, I'm just sitting over here smiling, Matt, because these are the kinds of nights that make Friday Night Lights so great. We got the superhero performance by Isaiah Suisui. It's just continual fight from the QBs on both teams to put their teams in position to win. And just like we all love, it comes down to the foot of a kicker, right? You talk about pressure.
Well, all comes down to this. An extra point away from taking on Roy in the next round.
And pressure becomes a privilege in these situations, right? If you're Dodi, you've got an opportunity to win the game for your team here with the extra point.
Camden Lopati will be the holder. Dodi Makasa for the win and the quarterfinal berth. Snap is good. Kicks away. And it's no good.
Oh, no.
He pushed it wide. It's no good, and we move on. We're going to double overtime, Brian.
Wow, what a finish there. See Makasa, he's got time. The ball just ends up going right at the uprights, and what a turn of events here to get us to a second overtime, Matt. Just incredible effort from both teams there on the field goal blocks, the PAT blocks, I should say. Try and disrupt it, and
oh my goodness.
I don't know if I've ever seen anything like that.
Both teams got in the end zone in less than 3 plays.
Yeah.
Both teams missed their extra points, and we go to double overtime.
Yeah, you can see where that, you talk about the pressure to perform. And just
so now
such an integral part of the game, and it's such a minuscule margin for error, and to see both sides.
So we go to double overtime. West gets the ball first this time. again, both teams get a crack at it, so Alta will get the ball next.
We'll see if Isaiah Suisui can put on the Superman cape one more time.
They'll hand it off to Malapei. Bounces off a tackler. Goes up the far side. He's out of bounds near the 10, but there is a flag on the play. Down at about the 15-yard line.
Yeah, and that flag, I didn't see any West offensive players in that area, so I don't think it's holding, but
we'll see what the call is here.
Get the official signal.
See what the call is here. It's going to be a hold on the Panthers. They'll back it up from the 15, though, so it'll be about the same spot. They'll spot it back at the 25, so basically 1st and 10 will redo it.
Yeah, looking from where the flag was thrown, I didn't see any West players in the area, but well down the field. Unfortunate.
So 1st and 10, once again from the 25. They'll try Malapei again. This time met by the Hawks at about the 21, gain of 4 on 1st down.
Yeah, big pile up there on the hash as West continues to work the left side of the defense there for the Hawks, trying to get yards, and in what essence becomes the 1st down play again, able to get 5 yards.
2nd and 6 from the 21. Double overtime here. Fake the handoff. Suisui brought down Tony Vianuku in the backfield, and it's a loss for the Panthers.
And nice job by Vianuku to stay home, keep Suisui stringing that play out, and eventually bring him down. We'll talk about it. Suisui's at his most dangerous when he's getting downhill.
So now it's 3rd and 8 here for West. You need to get to the 15-yard line for a 1st down.
Have to think that you'd be looking in four down territory here.
Pan in motion. Handoff. Malapei fighting his way up the middle. He's close to the line of game, but he's going to be just shy. Down to about the 14, or maybe the 17 there. It'll be 4th and 2 upcoming here.
It looks like he had 2 different spots, right?
I'd say had a little trouble trying to spot it. Now they do mark it at the 17. So they got 2 yards to go here on 4th down. And West will use their timeout to think about it.
And on such a critical possession, such a critical situation here in the second overtime, I should say, we want to take a chance and take an opportunity to talk this one out. Make sure that you've got the right play call. You've got everybody organized and on the same page. And really, West has done a great job here in the second half, being able to run the ball. Unfortunately, on 4th and short like this, it really limits your options in terms of what you can call.
Well, and West is not shy about going for it on 4th down either.
And no, they've done it all game long and been fairly successful, but in such a critical situation, you have to think that Alta is going to rise up and try and fight, especially if West were to choose to run this one, or look for some kind of misdirection or maybe a play action, something where you can get your playmaker Isaiah Suisui in a situation where he can make a play, maybe a rollout here on the far side of the field, give him some options. And if you're Alta, it's about you've got one last play and try and make an impact on defense.
A stop by the Hawks would mean any score would win it for Alta on their possession. The Panthers need 2 yards for a 1st down. They'll spread it out. 5 wideouts with Suisui at the helm. Fumble snap! The ball's back at the 30. Tons of pressure. Gonna look to throw. Has a man. It's caught! It's caught inside the 5. Unga on one of the wildest plays you'll see. And it's 1st down West.
You don't tug on the back of Superman's cape, especially when it's wrapped around the neck of Isaiah Suisui. The fumbled snap comes too soon. It doesn't matter. Suisui takes it and gets the 1st down. What an incredible play by Isaiah Suisui. And it looks like we've got a West offensive lineman
We had motion. The line judge on the far side called timeout West, but West has already used their timeout, so
not exactly sure.
What we got here.
Yeah. What an incredible job by Isaiah Suisui.
So they're going to call. It's a timeout for West.
Yeah,
for Alta.
Timeout for Alta.
I was going to say, West already used their timeout, so. But what a play. That looked like it was dead to rights. Suisui had to back up all the way to his 35. 5 guys in his face, and he's able to find a man.
Just incredible effort, belief by Suisui, able to scoop the ball up, wisely escapes the rush, buys himself enough time, able to find his receiver open, and a great job there by Tupo Unga to make the catch, convert the first down.
He has been he's been electric
everywhere. He's been everywhere
on a night when it
tonight,
hasn't been Chachi Pan's night. He has come up big for this West offense.
Well, Unga had the interception waved off at the very start of the game, the defensive pass interference, and ever since he's responded absolutely phenomenal fashion.
So the Panthers live to fight for another set of downs here. It's 1st and goal from the 4. Now we have a conference on the Alta side. Official is talking it over with the Alta coaches here.
Not exactly sure what it is that they're trying to discuss here. Whether it was a timeout was called before the false start or what we're doing, but just making sure to get everything ironed out.
Just trying to. There is no time in overtime, so it's not a clock issue. But
I think the bigger question for me was, did the West High offensive player jump a false start before the timeout was called? Yeah. You see here with 1st and goal to go, every option on the table for West High.
So Suisui in the offense. At the 4-yard line, now we get a flag.
See, I think this one might actually go against the Hawks. What they're trying to do is stem there. It sounded like
that's a false start on West.
Yeah.
That shift at the line.
Yeah, trying to move the defensive lineman, and it gets an offensive lineman to jump. I think the other situation is if there's a mimic of the snap count there, right? That can be a defensive penalty, but it's just the movement.
So back it up to the 9, 1st and goal. Suisui calls his own number, and he's in! Second touchdown of overtime for Isaiah Suisui.
False start, offsides, doesn't matter, says Isaiah Suisui. I'll do it myself! Rumbles into the end zone again. West is going to have an opportunity to go put 2-point, so it won't be a 2-point conversion, but it will be a 2-point conversion. Excuse me. But the go-ahead 2-point conversion here. And boy, the performance by Isaiah Suisui tonight.
That's 5 touchdowns now. 3 through the air, 2 on the ground for Suisui.
Just absolutely phenomenal. What a game for him.
Now the Panthers will go for 2. Suisui, bobbled snap. Malapea's got it anyway. And he's in. The 2-point conversion is good. And the West Panthers, a 34-26 lead as we head to Alta's portion of double overtime.
Kelvin Malapei, what a response. Fumbles the ball when West has possession with less than 4 minutes. And he has done nothing but move that offense continually down the field here in overtime. And capitalizes that with the 2-point conversion. And now for this West High defense, got 4 plays. You just need to make 4 plays to get out of here with the victory. And for the Hawks, 1 play away from a beautiful day.
They need a touchdown and a 2-point conversion to force a third overtime. Anything less than that, the Panthers move on.
I mentioned at the beginning of the broadcast, Lemateo planning to step aside at the end of this season. And if this does end up being his last game, what a game to go out on. But I tell you what, with Kepa Numetolu out there, I would not put it past him to be able to get a touchdown here.
The sophomore scored on his own in the last overtime. Let's see what he does this time. 1st and 10 from the 25. He'll sling it out to Cottis. Then he's tripped up. Isaiah Angelau able to trip him up. Loss of 2 on the play.
It looked like Taimani Brown out there as well, able to wrangle Cottis up. He's been so good all game long, and it's almost a Herculean effort from this Westside defense to bring him down.
2nd and 12 now here from the 27. Three wideouts in a bunch formation to the far side. Send a man out there. Kepa looking over the middle. It's got Johnson. Holds on to it. What a catch. Wyatt Johnson. And it's 1st and goal, Alta.
Just incredible concentration by Wyatt Johnson, able to hold on to the football with the Westside defender bearing down.
Gain of 23 on that pitching catch, and now Alta's on the door.
Boy, what a phenomenal play by Kepa Numetolu.
So 1st and goal. Matt McKee comes in that Wildcat formation. Hawks send a man in motion, and we're going to get a whistle, I think, delay a game. The play clock runs out. Yeah. Now back up the Hawks 5 yards.
Boy, a critical penalty and a critical mistake there from Alta, and just one of those things that it's so hard to get those yards as is. To push them further back here now. Westside defense.
Bring it back to the 9. The 9 has been a popular spot in overtime. McKee still in there for Alta. He's going to fake the handoff. Runs up the middle, and he's in. Touchdown, Alta. Matt McKee from 9 yards out. And now another pivotal play. The Hawks have to go for 2 to force another overtime.
Yeah, and you can just see just the competitiveness. A drive. McKee able to will his way into the end zone there and get the equalizing touchdown. And now we'll wait, Matt, on that PAT attempt for Westside. It's an opportunity to get yourself into the quarterfinals. And for Alta, it's just one more play. Keep your game alive.
So it comes down to this. Alta needs the 2-point conversion or West moves on. McKee will take the snap for the Hawks. Hawks send a man in motion. McKee, reverse, double reverse. Pass from Kepa, and it's caught. Wyatt Johnson, the double reverse, the Philly special. And we're going to triple overtime.
Wow, what a job, and who else but Wyatt Johnson to reel that one in the corner of the end zone. As you can see, the Westside defender not able to get there in time, and Matt,
oh my goodness,
triple overtime.
Oh,
just a phenomenal effort.
Gutsy play call. The double reverse pass back to Kepa, and he finds Johnson in the corner.
They've been setting it up all game long with McKee there in that Wildcat formation with Kepa out wide and saving it for the right moment. And
wow. So we're going to triple overtime. Refresher of the rules, it's now 2-point conversions the rest of the way. They do not have to go in for a touchdown anymore. We're just going to play from the 2-yard line until someone's a winner.
And I was wrong earlier in the broadcast where I said it is like the college football rules, right, where you'll get one opportunity to try and convert. So you are one play away from victory or heartbreak, depending on what side you land here. And Alta will go on offense first.
So Alta will get the ball first here. Again, we're doing 2-point conversions the rest of the way. Both teams still get a crack at it. The Hawks will go to work from the 2-yard line, or 2.5, I should say. 2-point conversion in triple overtime. Kappa looking for the corner, cuts inside, and he didn't get it. The Panther defense holds. Taimani Brown there to make the stop.
Let's see, Nero Taylor heads out to the corner. Defense bears down on him. Able to bring him down. And for the West High offense, an opportunity. Snatch this victory up for good.
So West can win it with a 2-point conversion.
Just an incredible bounce back effort by the West High defense there. You give up the Philly special, the big play right before. And Kepa has been so good on the ground all game long. Able to wrangle him and pull him down short of the goal line.
So it'll be a 2-point conversion. The Panthers will elect to snap it from the near hash. And all they are 2.5 yards away from a spot in the quarterfinals.
And what a job by both of these teams to get to this point. It's an incredibly competitive game all night long.
And Camden Lopati is going to take the draw here for the Panthers. 4 wideouts in the formation. Malapei is back there as well, and there's a false start on the Panthers. Oh my. Back it up 5 yards to the 7.5. And they'll have to do the 2-point conversion from there.
And as you mentioned, Matt Lopati out there at quarterback. I'm not sure what happened. Isaiah Suisui.
Now we have a timeout by West. They're going to think it over here. So the false start brings it back to the 7.5. Panthers still only get one shot at the end zone. If they get it, they're moving on. If not, we're going to another overtime.
Yeah, and you still have everything on the table despite the false start, but I think the bigger concern, if you're Coach Shalovi and this West High staff, is the lack of focus. You've now seen this stem multiple times.
We've seen it twice in overtime alone.
Yep. Yeah, so an opportunity to get your guys and take a deep breath and make sure that you're all on the same page, number one. Shake all that off. Stay focused on what it is that you need to do here. And for the Panthers, it gets very interesting with Suisui on the sideline.
While we're waiting, the game did go final up in Roy. It was a 40-0 win for Roy over Bonneville. So the winner of tonight's going up to Roy in that quarterfinal for a chance to go to Rice Eccles next week. But we got business to take care of here. Second part of triple overtime. West can win it with a score from the 7.5. And they will still keep Lopati out there as he's in the backfield with Pan and Malapei. Now Pan will go back out. They'll spread it out. 4 wideouts and Malapei for Camden Lopati, and now a timeout for Alta.
And if ever there was a time to draw one up in the dirt to try and get a trick play, now is it. Not sure what Coach Solovi has in the back pocket there, but...
And I'm looking over here on the West bench. There is Suisui at about the 40. He has his helmet off right now.
Mm-hmm. I have to wonder if maybe he took a shot to the head or something like that.
He has lowered the shoulder for both of his touchdowns here in overtime.
Yeah, and it looks like a trainer has walked away with his helmet. So his night may be done, Matt, and that could, if Alta is able to hold here, that is a critical loss for the West High Panthers. Suisui has been amazing tonight. Nothing short of phenomenal.
So it'll come down to Lopati at quarterback. He has 1 passing touchdown on the season.
If you're part of that West High offensive unit, you've got one shot do your job. Do everything you can to give Camden Lapati that opportunity to be the hero here. So we sit knotted at 34. Third overtime. Just incredible.
West going for the win here. They'll spread it out. Camden Lapati in the backfield with Malapai. End zone would punch their ticket. Lapati in trouble. Gets out of it. Still moving. Throws for the corner. And it's caught, but he's out of bounds. And we play on. Quadruple overtime. Looking for Luceni Fafita on the far side. Just couldn't get the feet in.
It's getting harder and harder to get the words out, Matt. Just an amazingly competitive game here. And you see Lapati able to avoid the rush multiple times there. And
it looked like he had some space.
I was going to say, it almost looked like he had enough room
to maybe potentially run it or had plenty of time. But
and try to find his receiver over there in the corner, and valiant effort and a great throw from him. Let's see, both teams will trot out for another round of this one.
So West will get the ball first here in quadruple overtime. Again, we're playing 2-point conversions here. So we'll reset. West will elect to start this one from the far hash this time. Spotted at the 2.5-yard line. Lapati still in there at quarterback. And this time, the Panthers able to draw the Hawks offside. They'll move it.
Half the
what
distance.
Is it, a yard,
yeah.
and a yard and a quarter? Is that half of 2.5? So,
regardless, I think the bigger thing for West there is the ability to hold their water, and of course we'll get another timeout here.
Yeah.
But
both teams do get a timeout for each overtime, so.
Yeah, and listen, 3 yards, yard and a half, it's still a short yardage situation. So lots of options on the table there, but the way that Kelvin Malapea has run the ball tonight, I think it's 2 things. One, now you've taken that trick out of Alta's bag, right? Because now it's cost them with a penalty. And so if you're Alta at this point in time, the gamesmanship becomes less important, and it's just all about hanging in there because you've really given them a short window, a short opportunity. For West, you've got a freshman quarterback back there. Now you've got everything on the table, whether you want to hand it off, you want to try and do some misdirection, it's all out there. But, man, for it to all come down to this, what an incredible game. I'm sure everybody listening at home is getting sick of me saying that, but
it's been an amazing contest.
The atmosphere has been electric tonight.
And can you believe this is only the second time these two teams have ever played each other?
Yeah. Would that we could get a few more, right?
Region rivals battling here in quadruple overtime. West from the 1-yard line. They'll hand it off. Malapei fights for the line, and he didn't get it. The Hawks hold.
An amazing effort by that Alta defense there. You see Lapuahu dragging Malapei back, and I love the call from Coach Solovi. Malapei has been just dominant all overtime, just not able to will him in.
He's been able to get those short yardages, but
they have.
Credit the defense. Alta holds, and now they are in a position to move on with a 2-point conversion here. So it now comes on the shoulders of the sophomore, Kepa Neometulu. Or no, it's going to be Matt McKee. He's going to be in the Wildcat here. Alta wins with a conversion for a spot in the quarterfinals, and I think we're going to get a timeout, and we do.
And you see Alta trying to catch West off guard there. Maybe, I don't know, get him to shift or something. I'm not exactly sure what the point was, but in this critical of a moment, I'm not sure you want to take the ball out of Numatalu's hands. Kepa has been absolutely phenomenal all night long.
Well, give credit to McKee. McKee has had a couple of big plays for Alta as well.
He has.
That Wildcat has worked for him.
It has. I think it just makes you very one-dimensional there at the goal line, and I didn't see Kepa out there lined up wide or anything like that, so the potential for a trick play or anything like that. A little limited there, but you see this West High defense cuts out.
So here comes the Alta offense. McKee will still be in and at the quarterback spot.
Again, McKee can throw the ball.
He has 5 passing touchdowns on the year. Let's see what Alta does. A conversion sends him to the quarterfinals. Fake handoff. Lob to the corner. It's caught! Slade Taylor and the Alta Hawks move on to the quarterfinals.
Just an incredible scene. Just an amazingly hard-fought game on both sides. You can see the celebration for the Hawks as they punch their ticket into the quarterfinals. What a win here in triple overtime.
The Alta Hawks move on to the 5A quarterfinals. 36-34, the quadruple overtime final, as Matt McKee finds his man in the end zone to seal the deal.
Yeah, so many overtimes that I lost count of them, but an incredible, tough, gritty win for the Alta Hawks and for the West High Panthers. Just absolute heartbreak as their season ends tonight. And you see a heartbreak with Isaiah Suisui not able to finish the game. And just an incredible effort from him because they went toe-to-toe tonight with
what a performance.
Yeah.
5 total touchdowns from Suisui, but unable to be in that final possession.
And a game that truly had everything tonight. And hats off and a hearty congratulations to the Alta Hawks, who will move on, and the West High Panthers. Just an incredible, incredible season comes to a close tonight. Not how they expected to finish things, but this is what makes Friday Night Lights so incredible. Games like this, finishes, the toughness, the grit, the ability to fight through it all. And in the end, it was the Hawks that flew high.
So it's Alta winning in quadruple overtime. They will move on to the round of 8, where they will meet the Roy Royals next Friday. Winner of that game gets to move on to Rice Eccles.
Yeah, and for the Hawks, it doesn't get any easier as Roy has been outstanding this year. You watch these players shake hands and hug. It was almost like watching a heavyweight title fight tonight, man. Just blow after blow, and both teams responding in kind. And it's one of those ones where it's hard to see one team, when you're unbiased like you and I are, it's hard to see one team have to lose this one, but all the credit in the world to Alta.
Give credit to both of these teams. Both these teams played outstanding contests tonight.
If every high school football game could be like this, we would all be so much happier.
Absolutely. As the teams you see meet at midfield for handshakes here, there's so many people you can pick from here in this one. Brian, give me your player of the game.
Wow. I mean, Wyatt Johnson was phenomenal all game long. You saw Matt McKee step up and make a ton of plays, but I think really what impressed me the most tonight was the young sophomore quarterback, Kepa Numa Metelu. I promise I'll get that right at some point in time. But he was so composed, calm, and cool all night long. Congratulations to him and the Alta Hawks for getting the win.
So congrats to Alta. They move on. They'll take on Roy in the quarterfinals next week. As we get down closer and closer to deciding who our champions are going to be here. It's been a fun ride, Brian. Final thoughts before we sign off tonight.
Yeah, just a great game tonight. Been fun to call. We've had a couple of these.
We've had a couple of overtime thrillers.
Yeah, you can't ask for anything more. And just a true joy to be out here on Friday nights and to be here and call these games. And, it's just one of those things that you really cherish because for a lot of these kids, this is going to be the last time they get a chance to put on those helmets and shoulder pads. And for them, hang your heads high. And for those guys who get to move on and play for one more game, just leave it all out there, man. It is truly a special sport and a special time in their lives. And, again, thank you to you for hanging in there with me. And
it's been a pleasure, Brian. It's been a pleasure. And we still get to do this one more time.
It's true.
So we'll have another game for you next week. Be sure to stay tuned to the KSL Sports Rewind social media platforms to find out where we'll be next week. And I'm sure it'll be another exciting round of high school football as we're down to the final 8. Next week we'll decide who goes to the semifinals, and then the next week we'll crown champions.
Yeah,
so
what a finish to this one, and we'll hook up to the rejuvenation machine and be ready to go for next week.
Well, that's going to do it for us tonight. We want to thank each and every one of you for joining tonight's broadcast. For Tino, our amazing cameraman, for Brian, I'm Matt Coma. Signing off tonight, the Alta Hawks move on to the 5A quarterfinals with a 36-34 win in quadruple overtime. That's going to do it for us tonight. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great rest of your weekend. And we'll see you next week for the quarterfinals as you're watching high school football here on KSL Sports Rewind. Have a great rest of your evening.